Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Zoobox Live for May 26, 2021. I'm your host, Sean. I'm here with my always faithful co-host, Dan. How's it going, Dan?
Yeah, I was living out. It'd be a lot cooler if the four watching could subscribe and click that like button for us and maybe make a comment when we're done with the video. That always helps because the live comments don't carry over to the, which is kind of bullshit.
What?
I'm just saying. Like, so when people comment on a live video, the comments don't carry over to when the stream ends.
I might have to hit a button. Sometimes there's like comment replay. It could be that could be on my end. I don't know. So, Prophet's already in the house. He says, "So glad you guys are streaming. The electricity just came back on and it's hot. Hoping Dan can give some takes on Israel or Tim Pool so I can cool down in here." Only the coldest.
I will give you the coldest takes. Okay. I'm not a Zionist necessarily, but I get. Well, you know, we'll see.
We'll see. Well, that it brings me to our first little video here. I think this is it's a beautiful piece about unity. It's about Israel. It's about Palestine. Just some young artists just trying to put out the healing, you know?
I like the mask. It's cool.
Yeah. So let's see what they're up to. Content claim incoming.
Probably.
Oh, he's breaking it down. Makes a lot more sense now.
What is going on here? I mean, is he bringing them together through dance? Is this what's happening?
I could be.
Israel, it's a Zionist message code.
Is this video called The One State Solution?
Oh, he's rising.
It would be great if he just shot both of them at the end.
Yes, that would have been funny.
That would have been perfect.
The United States.
Yeah, and he takes off his shirt. It's just the U.S.
No,
American
he just
flag.
shoots him, then he just pulls an American flag and starts waving. And he's like, no more problems.
Some Kanye West song starts booming. I never felt so much power. So what's going on, my friend?
You know, dude, I don't know, man. Just finding racism wherever I look and trying to defeat the cis patriarchy.
I'm glad you've awakened. You're woken up now.
I've been woke, dude. I'm a Zionist, cisgendered.
Man, I'm so woke. I haven't slept in 6 years, brother.
I mean, that's what they say. That's what they say.
If you want to be a real ally, yeah.
Yeah. Sarah says YouTube comments carry over. D-Live doesn't. It doesn't. I'm telling you.
Well, like I said, like if there's a live replay, you can sometimes. I might have to click a button to turn on the live replay.
I've checked before.
I could, like I said, I could have to just click a button.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I swear every time I've looked. But hey, it is what it is. I don't know, man. Just been fucking vibing. Oh yes, okay. Oh, that's great. This is really good. I think we should just jump right into this.
Speaking of healing, this is where you want to start?
Yeah, let's start right here because mine's, my stuff. Also, we got to talk about two things. We got to talk about what happened in Woodland, Maryland.
Okay.
Woodland, Maryland, and I have a video queued up for that, and then I have an article that kind of breaks it down, some of the history. But that one is particularly interesting. I think it should be way bigger than what people are talking about. It's pretty wild. And then the other thing I can't remember, but okay. Oh yeah. Just remember scientific consensus. I have a little rant I need to go on. But anyway. All right. Talk about this one.
In the spirit of unity, in the spirit of healing, we got former wrestler John Cena.
Yeah.
Just trying to bring the world together. And this one we're going to have to time, Dan.
Yeah, I see that.
Ready? One.
Well, let's break. You don't want to give any context. You don't want to just like
Oh, we're
you're
gonna
not
talk.
gonna be able to understand him.
We'll talk after.
It's all in Mandarin what he's about to say.
Well,
There's no way you.
I can interpret it. Okay, so John Cena's got this movie coming out. It's called Fast and Furious 9. I don't know if you've heard of this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out there doing the rounds because Fast and Furious is already premiered in China. Because China is one of the biggest markets for the Fast and Furious series. Like, they estimate $200 million of the global gross will come from China. So they're a big thing. And this is something that all movie studios in the current era are kind of stuck with in a weird way. Now that they make movies that cost $500 million, they have to make $1 billion just to break even sometimes, or to turn any kind of profit, any type of real profit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he apparently, while on the press circuit, referred to Taiwan as a state.
A country, yeah. And he just referred to it. I think he said, the first international viewing of the movie or whatever will be in Taiwan.
Be in the state of Taiwan. I think he used the word state. And that's what the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, their government over there, obviously has big problems with that. They don't recognize Taiwan as an independent state. And so then, like, this is like the next day he makes this video. And then after we watch it, we'll talk about some of the fallout and backlash and stuff. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
你好，中国，这是叫西娜。
I am so sorry.
我必须说，现在，在
I really stepped into this time, didn't I,
我
Pooh
做
Bear?
很多采访，很多。所以在一个采访，我
There is one with like American
有
translation,
一个
but that's not as
错
fun.
误。所有人问我，如果我可以用中文，
Yeah.
速度与激情有人给我很多资讯 information， 所以很多采访，很多
He just
information。
give bad information.
我有一个错误，我必须说，现在就是很
I've never been good at geography. I've never been good at geography.
尊重中国跟中国人，我很抱歉。
Please go see Fast and Furious
我的错
9.
误。
Opening June 4th.
对不起，我很抱歉。
Or whenever.
你必须了解，我很爱、很尊重
I love
中
you.
国跟中国人。
Cena
不好
out.
意思，再见。
Look at that. Look at that smile. Look at that. Look at that punum. So this was not received very well.
It's got 4.2 million views.
Honestly, not received very well by pretty much everybody, pretty much across the board. And the real question is, like, except for China, probably, except for.
Well, it's on their like Snapchat, or not their Snapchat, like one of their apps, like the Weibo or something app. It's like
app?
it's something like that. It's like specifically an app that's only allowed in China, and he's on there, and that's why it has all those.
Well, he has
subtitles.
He has a pretty, I guess, long history of promoting things in China. Like, he's been in on a bunch of game shows, commercials, which is not that weird. A lot of celebrities, we could pull some up. They do like weird commercials over in Japan and China.
Oh
they do,
yeah,
the weirdest, wackiest, craziest shit. But anyways, this has not been received well. I don't think by really anybody, no matter like the side, political spectrum. Some people, the people that are defending it, are the movie bloggers being like, whatever, dude, he made a mistake and he apologized. It's like, no, the whole problem is that to consider that a mistake is the problem.
Well, it was
and you have to wonder who made this decision. I'm assuming it's Universal.
Well, it was just like the during the pandemic, and one of these interviewer people, whatever, was talking to like the World Health Organization guy. She's like, what do you think of Taiwan's response in specific to COVID-19? Because they've had low deaths or low infection rates or whatever. And the guy just sat there for a long time, and then he like disconnects, like it froze, and then he gets back on.
He pretended that there was a connection problem, and he says,
"No, I know.
No, I don't need to hear the question again. Let's just move on to the next one."
And then he ended it after that.
Yeah, and then he just ended. Then he just dropped the call. Yeah.
Which is, and this is really actually, I guess I could bring this up now a little bit, but that's where like I listen to all these experts and stuff. Like I don't trust anybody, but you see somebody like John Cena make, you can call it like from their perspective an honest mistake. They already made like $125 million opening weekend in China. What's going on? It's just gotta, you look like a bitch. You look like and it's not even your fault. You're probably forced to contractually, whatever. But the big thing is, this is what pisses me off the most about it, is the director of Fast and Furious is the last couple movies anyway, is from Taiwan.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Like you're gonna tell me like that guy, like there's
no
reason
loyalty.
why
There's no loyalty among billionaire money makers.
No. I know, but like this is the fucking craziest shit.
Well, even
I have ever fucking just like, come on, man, it's so blatant.
The new Marvel movie, the Eternals. It's directed by Chloe Zhao, who just won an Academy Award for Nomadland, and she had she'd been very critical of China. Yeah. In like the past couple years, so they scrubbed her name basically from the trailer. Which is weird, because if you had an Academy Award-winning director,
it would be the biggest.
You would splash that everywhere. That's credibility.
Of course.
Marvel movies, we ain't just getting the jokers. We got fucking Academy Award winners over here and up in our joint.
Class. This is not fucking.
Look, they filmed outside for real this time for the first time ever. Natural lighting. Everybody's freaking out. Natural lighting, guys. I'm like, holy shit! It's like, if you guys ever
go watch Barry Lyndon.
Well, actually, yeah, Barry Lyndon is all natural lighting.
Never seen it, but I know it's all natural lighting.
It is all candles they cheat a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, you got to cheat a little bit. It's movies, But you try. He kept it 90% authentic, right? Like that was.
They took great pains to like light it with natural lighting and candles and etc.
Right, which actually proves that candles do work as a light source.
Candles do in fact create light.
Yeah.
Just a fair warning to everybody. I did take an edible about 15 minutes ago, so it's gonna get wacky.
I took 2, not 3 this time. So 2, I'll be good. But no, dude, I've just been thinking a lot about China and like what is the issue with turning down their money, but I understand it from a business sense. Like they're like, hey, we can make $140 million, and is it good to cut them off from the Western world entirely? Well, as far as like content. And
I think there's a difference though between like doing business with China, like opening a movie there, and then capitulating and catering to them.
Yeah, but that's
those are because you make your thing and it gets released internationally. Like we're not going to France and we're not going to India and augmenting. Well, I mean Disney does, but like most movie studios, when we have international releases, they're not like editing the movie for the country that it's going to premiere in. They're not like they're not marketing it in a way that so not to offend that country. That's the difference. Like they are because they are a
BDS movement of China for China.
You would
boycott,
think. You would think so.
Sanction, right?
Yeah, you would think there'd be something like that, but that's racist, buddy. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they say they did it, but it could work against the Chinese or the people supporting or interacting with the Chinese government. I mean, it's not like I don't think I would want, like, if I imagine I'm just like a young kid in China and he doesn't really know anything and he gets to watch a movie and enjoy that, or she, whatever. I think that's great. I think it's really important for a culture that really tries to push itself away from individuality and individual thought to see these character arcs, these things like are important.
Well, you would think that like our products would have something of the American centric kind of value system, or our version of heroism, or our version of integrity, liberty, whatever you want to call it. You would think it'd be baked into a lot of stuff. And I would say for a period of time, it definitely was. Almost in a propagandistic way. Like if you go look at like action movies of the 70s and 80s and 90s, they're a little jingoistic in a weird way. I mean, Michael Bay. Go watch The Rock. Mm-hmm. Go watch The Rock. Like that is like so rah America. And also acknowledging kind of how veterans are mistreated and stuff like that as well. But I mean, there's a scene when they're in the bathroom and all the special forces guys get up there and they get slaughtered by Ed Harris and his boys.
Yeah.
Do you remember that scene? He gives a speech. Michael Biehn, he gives that famous speech. He's like, I swore an oath just like you, sir, to protect this country from enemies, foreign and domestic. And like they all know they're gonna die. It's a wild scene to watch. Actually, it's like
I haven't watched it in a minute.
Oh, dude, The Rock rocks. No pun intended.
I think I watched it a few years ago, but
dude, I've watched The Rock like
is better on Delta 8.
Dude, I've watched The Rock probably like 5 times in the past year. I don't know why. I just love that movie. I love The Rock.
I mean, I honestly, I just remember the beginning so well. Just like they go to the lab and
it's awesome, dude.
It's in the they heist it or whatever.
It's cool. It's a great action flick of its time. Like it is.
Yeah.
It's like
it is of its time for sure. Like you said, with the propagandistic sentiments like towards America and stuff. But like I'm watching, like when I watch a lot of these older movies. Like when I watched even in a way when I was watching Joan of Arc, The Passion of Joan of Arc or whatever, which is an old silent film. I'm watching this movie and I'm sitting there and I'm like, the state even then, which was the Christian, the Christianity, like as you look at it as a state, it was so powerful, man. Like it was scary how powerful they were. It could just be like, yeah, you're a blasphemer, so you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like that's and they burn you to absolve you of sin.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the whole point of the suffering was?
Yeah, it's kind of like a purity thing. It's like, hey, we're doing you a favor.
Yeah, like, in your suffering you will be purified and then you will be, let into I don't even know if it lets you into heaven or anything, but I was just it's pretty wild, but like that movie in itself or that story is about standing up to the establishment.
100% it is, yeah.
That's what it's about. Well, conviction. I mean, I think the movie from the 90s, she might be schizophrenic. Like that's like
you're talking about The Messenger, the story of Joan of Arc, the one with Mila Jovovich.
Yeah,
directed by
and
Luc
her husband.
Besson.
Not her husband or something.
Yeah, at the time. That's why Mila Jovovich is in that movie. Little fun fact: Catherine Bigelow, director of Zero Dark 30. Point Break, she was originally going to direct it and she left the project because Luc Besson, who was like the head producer, insisted that Mila Jovovich be cast, and she was like no. And then you watch The Messenger and you're like, I understand, Catherine, I get it.
I haven't seen it in a very long time, so but just watching these movies where that was what a lot of these movies about, like the older movies I've been noticing, where it's always about standing up to the establishment. Right? Like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, like, or there's like it's always about like kind of like not a conspiracy theory, but maybe like a thriller but like a good thriller, like the Manchurian Candidate, like back in the day. Like, and it showed the seediness of the government. And Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is about there is that part of it that shows how nasty and like gross it really can be.
Yeah.
Now they put out movies like, fucking Moana or like whatever, or like these big time blockbusters, Fast and Furious, and like they're not really saying anything. There's no real
there's no substance to any of those movies. They're not about anything. Like the Fast and Furious movies, like it's about family. Right. I'm like, okay, guys, like sure.
Well, I mean, I think everybody knows it's moved beyond Fast 1 and 2, so I think everybody knows like that's over.
Well,
then they kind of brought it back in like 6 or whatever number. I don't even know.
Fast 5 is when The Rock showed up. Yeah.
It was that Paul. What's his name? Paul Rudd. I'm just kidding. What's his fucking name?
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
He died while they were making 7.
I think it's I think it was 5 or 6.
No, it was like I think it was 7.
Was it 7?
Yeah, I think. Dude, I don't even know. All those movies just blur together for me.
The Rock and the Jason Statham one, like they made a separate movie in the middle.
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Dude, Hobbs and Shaw. I tried, man.
No, I didn't
that
bother.
movie is so awful. Like they go back to Hawaii, and like it's because it's about family, So they go back to and it's just so stupid. It's a really bad movie, man. But I just kind of, why do we capitulate to China just for money? And why does the rest of the world not just go? If the whole world just said, we're cutting China off from everything.
Probably start a war somewhere. I mean, they're just they're such a huge economic power. I mean, one of the reasons why we got involved with China in the way that we have in terms of foreign policy is because if we don't, then like Russia will. So it's kind of like taking it before Russia and China team up. Like that was kind of the thought process, I believe. I was reading a little bit about it the other day.
I mean, you could be right. I'm not sure, but
because that's who they would go to, another giant superpower that's economically powerful, and be like, okay, well, let's team up with you.
But Russia's not very powerful in the economic world, except for like gas.
Well, that's a big deal. Everybody uses gas, dude.
Yeah, and we have the ability to produce a lot of gas.
You mean Joe Biden's? What are you trying to say? Dude, he's the president of the United States. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, brother?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you fucking saw what the Daily Mail put out today, which I don't even know if that's a good source anymore, or ever was. But they've been more reliable in releasing the Hunter Biden documents than anybody. The Hunter Biden laptop stuff, and it's pretty fucking crazy. Look, this was all basically talked about in October, but it was snuffed out by the media and big tech. But it was
the Hunter Biden stuff,
Or like when Tucker Carlson interviewed the guy, I can't remember his freaking name, Toto Bobolinsky or whatever that guy's name was. Yeah. Like that dude basically said, yes, like I have the emails, like this is real. But now they have the ones from Hunter Biden's laptop. They have the emails confirming the same, so like you could tell they weren't altered, you know? Like so Tony Bobolinsky or whatever that guy's name was and Hunter they matched up perfectly. So what the hell is this going to mean for Joe Biden and his administration? Nothing. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to do anything about it. I think Senator Tom Cotton today hit up the new guy that's going to get nominated for the ATF director, Chapman, who was a part of the ATF when Waco, Texas happened and 82 people died from the Davidian church or whatever. Who is does not believe in the Second Amendment at all. Virtually, he said Ted Cruz asked him to define what an assault weapon was, and he goes, anything that is over the ammunition of over the size of ammunition of 22 and that can carry a magazine.
That's a lot of guns.
And a rifle. And it has to be a rifle. And rifle state of being a rifle, what am I saying? It won't fuck with handguns supposedly. Even though handguns are like 90% of the gun deaths in the United States, but it's pretty weird, man. It's like there's like 55 million or 60 million AR-15s in the United States. It's like, what the hell are you gonna do?
Well, that's the question. What are they gonna do?
Well, because they just had that shooting, and this is why I really wanted to talk about one of the videos I wanted to bring up, because this is so important. It's crazy. So like you had the San Jose, California shooting. 8 people got shot today, and no one's really talking about it. Or I mean, people are blowing it up.
America's back, baby. We're back.
Yeah.
That's how you know COVID's over. Shootings are on the rise. Murders on the rise.
They've been on the rise all since the COVID started.
Last summer, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been getting bad, but this is fucking... I don't really know much of the details besides 8 people were shot. And now they're trying to use it again to get the political, power to possibly pass some gun laws and stuff like this. It's going to be obnoxious. There's going to be some serious infighting. But the one I wanted to talk about was Woodland, Maryland. Now, there's this guy, and I think... Let me pull it up right here real quick. I've got a couple things I need to send to you. First one's going to be the article.
Okay.
And this is, I believe the guy's name is Everton Garfield, if I'm not mistaken. And this guy burned his own house down.
Oh, yeah.
Shot 4 neighbors, killing them. And 1 hurt.
Did you send it on Skype?
Yeah, I just sent it in Skype.
Okay.
I figured that would be easier.
Well, the easiest thing is, can you send it on Twitter? Because if I do it, it just fucks with the stream. Because I have it set up, like if I open my chat window and stuff, it opens it on the screen.
Okay. I didn't know that. I have to look it up again. Shit.
Okay, I'll grab the article, but the next thing you send me, just send it on the thing. So,
okay. All right, that works.
How do I do this? What the fuck?
What?
Nothing. I'm talking to myself. Okay. Copy link. Real high tech stuff going on here.
I mean, it is what it is, dude.
All right. Paste. Okay, so this is the article. Yes. Authorities: 4 dead, 1 hurt after shooting fire in Maryland. Authorities say 4 people are dead, including a suspect, and at least 1 more is injured after a shooting and fire in Maryland. 4 people were killed, and at least 1 was injured in a shooting and fire early Saturday morning in Maryland, authorities said, adding the suspect was shot by police and was among the dead. Authorities said it was not immediately clear what led to the violence on the residential street in suburban Baltimore. They identified the dead suspect in later news releases as Everton Brown, 56, and said he lived on the street. The police statement added that the 4 officers discharged their firearms and all had been placed on routine administrative duty per departmental policy. It added that police body-worn cameras recorded footage of the scene officers encountered, and it showed 1 home was fully engulfed in flames when they arrived. Gail Watts, who lives down the street from there, where the fire destroyed at least 2 residences, told the Associated Press that she rushed outside around 6:30 a.m. after hearing an explosion. She saw a massive fire and a man she identified as a longtime neighbor standing in the middle of the street. Watts then heard gunfire and saw people running for cover. She said she heard the suspect's next-door neighbor screaming for help. And next thing I know, I looked out and he had shot her, and she was laying on the sidewalk, Watts said. How much longer is this? Do you want me to read the whole thing?
No. That's more than enough.
Okay.
That's more than enough. I think they might get into his history. I mean, basically, he's 56. I mean, his name's Everton Brown or Everton Garfield Brown or something like that. But we got to be this is very suspicious to me.
What is suspicious about it?
We're about to figure it out once I sent you the video on Twitter, by the way.
Okay, gotcha.
You can plug it in if you want. This is 4 dead, right? 1 hurt, so that's 5 people shot. And it's not being classified as a mass shooting by the media. I could not find 1 article that classified it as a mass shooting.
Yeah.
3 or more people shot, it's a mass shooting.
That's what they say. That's the rule, right?
Well, that's it's defined as. It used to be like 8 or more, and then now it's 3 or more, or 7 or more. I can't remember. But so there's that. This guy has contacted 911 120 times over the past 6 years or so. The FBI has raided his house a few times. Never been arrested officially. He was allowed to own firearms because he has his personal views, but he wasn't threatening or doing anything crazy. Basically. But I don't know if you can pop this up on the screen for them, but you remember that? Actually, I'll probably just send it to you again. It's in I sent it to you earlier, but
which one?
Don't worry about it. You don't have to show it right now.
Okay.
So first, we're gonna do the video. Now, if we can pull this video up, I think this is the body cam footage. I pulled up the donut operator one. His commentary's pretty good.
Okay.
For the most part.
Well, let's check it out.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It is long. So if you want to skip to,
well, we'll just watch it. I mean, it's 8 minutes or whatever. We can pause and talk and whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start it.
Hi everyone, Donut here. We're gonna watch a pretty nutty video.
He's from South
today
Carolina.
out of Baltimore County. In this video, a guy went crazy, shot a few of his neighbors, stabbed 1 or 2 of them, and police showed up on scene to a house that was completely engulfed in flames. First though, let's talk about our sponsor today. The U.S. Concealed Carry Association literally helps housing responsibly armed Americans. They do if you're concerned for legal costs.
How long is your goddamn?
Among tons of other stuff like experts carry a concealed weapon. Just click learn more in the description below. Found this video the other day and adding on to the last video I made. Holy hell, you really don't know what you're walking.
Hold on. Spotted. He's got the hard copies, it looks like, of the Berserk series. Just letting you guys know.
I thought you meant like we were getting pulled off of YouTube.
No. This guy's a nerd. This guy's a fucking nerd. I respect him.
Walking into as a officer. Baltimore County, May 8th, 2021, 6:40 a.m. Someone called 911 and said they heard gunshots and that there was just a bunch of heavy stuff going on.
And I think it is a house. There's a house where the man has signs all over his house that the FBI is after me, and we've known for years that he has a mental health problem. And I think that is the house. That signs all over his truck and on the front of his house. But he's never been troubled in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. But I did just hear 3 gunshots and somebody screaming.
We just had a house blow up, and the house next to it is on fire. It's on
a house. A house exploded. You said you heard gunfire, and then a house
spontaneous
exploded. Spontaneous
combustion.
Yes. And there's a victim on the ground. We've got a victim on the ground shot.
Okay.
There's a man over here. People. There's gunfire. We got gunfire. With the guy who's living in the house. He shot a lady, and then he came back out shooting again, and he's still holding a gun. He's still holding a gun. He's still holding a gun.
Okay. This is definitely, right off the bat, not a good situation to pull up to. It's already a shit show of a call to respond to, and the first officer on scene, Officer Irwin, has no idea exactly what he's walking into. Pulling up on scene, he sees a house fully engulfed in flames, and upon stepping out of his patrol car, immediately starts taking fire from some psychopath.
Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired.
This psychopath is right here beside this red truck.
Look at that house, dude.
Officer Irwin immediately seeks cover in front of his patrol car to assess the situation.
Never buy a townhome.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
Which is a pretty crazy situation to quickly assess, seeing as how there's a house on fire, bodies laying in the front yard, and a dude is shooting at you. Little did the officer know the suspect had just killed 3 of his neighbors and wounded another one using a gun and a knife. According to reports, neighbors described the suspect as paranoid that his house was constantly monitored and sometimes searched by the FBI and other federal agencies. Reports said that he accused his neighbors who he attacked of helping out the authorities. The officer runs to another car to get some better cover and a better angle to return fire, and his first shot is fucking golden, boys.
Whoa. Dude, I remember I was watching the footage, and I was like, man, this is like watching that movie End of Watch. You ever see that with Jake Gyllenhaal?
That's a good movie.
And I was just like, what? Because he was so like on point, like his movements and the where he went.
Oh no, dude. Yeah, no, Jake Gyllenhaal. He's an act. Like,
I was talking. No, I'm not. Well, I'm not talking about Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm talking about this guy.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Jake Gyllenhaal is that good of an act. Like, he really trained with like SWAT and like did all this stuff.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. But like, if you look at this certain setting, right, this current position, I mean, he probably just took. That's at least 50 plus. That's 50 yards to me. I mean, I'm not the best with range estimation, but I would say at least 50. That's a shot. It's 150 feet. I mean, that's no. To even hit a man at that, just even hit their body, that's a good shot.
Yeah, because that dude went down like a cartoon.
Yeah, you get shot, dude. Most people would probably drop, you know, especially if you're unsuspectingly get shot. You're not expecting to get hit at that moment. You know, what you see with a lot of guys who like super jacked up on adrenaline and they like are running at the cops, they don't usually go down right away. And, you know, cops kind of have the authority to go trigger happy until the person hits the ground.
Yeah.
So, but like, if you look at the situation, so you have this van, this red van, and there's like a white square on the back, which we'll get to here soon. But yeah, that's good enough. Okay, let's continue.
26, shots fired, subject down.
It drops the suspect, but the fight's not over.
Okay.
They shot him.
They shot the man?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
He did not. He act like he's down. He still shoots. I'm sorry. I gotta get away from my window.
As I said in my last video, the suspect can go down, but the fight's not really over until they stop moving. Officer Irwin takes complete control of the scene after that very fine marksmanship and directs the arriving officers exactly where to go because they didn't realize they just drove right by the shooter.
Maury and Kelly's. One subject down. You pass me. Come on, quick.
Caller says someone has a gun on Street 1, dispatcher hears Street 2, and officer hears fuck all depending on the dispatcher working that day. It's not their fault though. You gotta understand that from caller to dispatcher to officers, a lot like playing the telephone game when you're a kid. 3 officers who show up on scene immediately exit their patrol cars, lock in on the suspect, and all 3 of them open up on him too.
Still alive, boy.
He still got the gun.
What if he just started yelling Infowars.com?
Dude, honestly, this guy listens to the show. But anyway.
That would be very memeable. No?
Yes. Yeah. Like how they're just
now everybody's just coming in. They're like, get in there, guys. Get it popping.
He's just getting fucking.
Yeah.
It's like Denzel in Training Day.
One guy just starts firing into the air. Fuck, I love being a cop.
Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious.
I don't think he's gonna survive that one.
All right, so you get it.
No, so if
that's pretty much the. Oh, actually, play it, and I'll tell you when to pause it.
All right. Well, I
don't know how long.
I want to say if these cops were honorable, they would have found a way to challenge him to a duel.
This is changing on your screen, right?
Yeah.
You can see them.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, we're connected.
I'm trying to get to this one part.
Are you looking for the sign?
No, fuck the sign. I don't give a shit about the sign. First, actually, can you pull up the sign real quick while I'm doing this?
Yeah. It's kind of a blurry picture, but
I mean, but you can get the gist of what it says. Well, actually, we might be able to find it right here. It might be clear enough. It says, black people are the tool used to maintain racism.
Okay, that's what I thought,
okay.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to have written or posted when he walked into the shop to get that made. I'm sure, like, okay. But, hold on. Get back to the video. Hold on.
Not so easy, is it, buddy?
No, I'm trying to find the specific piece where they come up to him. And this is why they're not fucking saying anything, dude. I'm telling you. I'm not trying to draw this out, but it's super important.
Okay, well, let's just play and then hit play and then pause it when you think you need to.
My heart goes out to the families of those affected, but also don't forget about the other video coverage, twitch.tv.
Okay, anyway, this gentleman is African American.
Yeah.
And why this is so important is because when you look at the message,
yeah, he definitely listens to Infowars, dude.
Well,
no, I'm joking.
I was sitting there, I was going, this is what is happening in this country. This is the messaging of the mainstream media is driving people to become, and this is a black man that, you know, he may have mental health problems, that is fine, but mental health will most likely always find a reason to do, you know, if you have a serious mental health issues, you're going to find a reason to do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm not trying to use this like as a necessarily a cudgel for what the mainstream media talks about, but black people are the tool used to maintain racism. And this guy lost his marbles, burned his house down, and he was like basically quote unquote harassed by the police and such. You know, supposedly FBI had, like, he said they were spying on him. They had been to his house or whatever. I don't know how true all that is, but it really made me think, like, when we're talking about like guns, like the San Jose shooting, that one's getting press. Dylan Roof, that's getting press. You don't hear about Chicago. You don't hear about all these other cities that are just like,
he's a black guy, they're not going to give it the same type of attention.
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean,
no. But I think you're missing the point. This is so crazy. This is way crazier than a gang member with a gun. This is like way nuttier.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's sensational, right? Like, innately it's sensationalistic.
Well, it's like no one's talking about this. Yeah, Donut operator did the video. Like, good on him. I like Donut. I think he does some good stuff, for the most part. But it's like, this is pretty clear. Why is this not being investigated? Why is this not being looked at way heavier than what it is right now?
Well, I mean, investigated in what sense? What do you mean? Like by the media
motives, like,
or the motives?
Yeah, like, well, how is this not being talked about? You have an African American, because like right now we're talking about a lot of racial stuff in America. An African American man burned his home down. That literally, in the messaging on the car and all this stuff makes me feel like, and he shot like his black neighbors. Like, it's because of the messaging of the media. The media is so about, you're oppressed, you're nothing, you know, like, saying to a black man, you're oppressed, the cops are trying to hunt you down and kill you. And this is him rejecting that concept, right? But he himself was basically being critical of the system. So you would think that because he's being critical of the system, that they would try to denounce him and try to discredit him.
I mean, if you go back to the ABC article, I mean, the beginning kind of lays out that he's a crazy person.
No, I understand that, but like, this should be one of the most talked things about. Like, how did he get to this point?
Well,
how did this guy get to the point where he felt lost to do this?
Well, he clearly had problems. I don't know how long they stretch back. So what I'm saying is, when they look at the context of the situation and who he was, it gives them rein to be dismissive, right? I mean, you could say, like, what is the thing that pushed him over the edge? Maybe being locked in your house for a fucking year. I don't know. Like,
it could be that, but I think it's way more nefarious than that. I really do. Because if this was a white guy,
it'd be everywhere.
Did this?
It'd be everywhere.
It'd be huge news. It'd be huge news. Like, Matt, just replace the color of his skin. This would be huge.
Yeah.
This would be nuts. And I just think it's pretty disgusting that we live in a world where it's always about race, and it fucking sucks. Like, I just don't fucking want to deal with it. I hate it. It pisses me off. And this is the problem that the other thing I wanted to bring up, which was scientific consensus. Scientific consensus is contradictory.
What, the term?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
No, because it just completely defeats what science is and what the point of science is. There should like, consensus doesn't mean you're right, and consensus, like, so like when we're talking about, because all we're going to hear about for the next couple of years is climate crisis. That's all we're going to hear about. Crisis. It went from global warming to whatever the other climate change, and now it's becoming a climate crisis or a climate emergency, all based off of scientific consensus, where they're saying, I guess the UN today put out a study that said in 40 years we'll go up 1.5 degrees Celsius. And it's like, you can't even tell me what the weather's gonna fucking be tomorrow. Like, you're gonna tell me you can predict the fucking future? I'm sorry, like, that's fucking bullshit. For fucking, like, a fucking, what? It was like, I think it was either Neptune or, yeah, it was Neptune's fucking shit was off for a long time. Basically, they thought it, because like the way it works, Boyd's rule or Boyd's law when it comes to the galaxy is from the center of the sun and out, like which one's the closest? Do you know? Is it Venus?
I have no idea. I'm not really big into
whatever, but it's like the sun, blah blah blah. Like basically every planet doubles the distance from the next one. So whatever the closest one is the sun, and then it doubles, and then it doubles, and it's like Mars, and then us, or whatever. And it goes all the way out. So, but like they found this like whole big thing. I was listening. The Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about this, and for a long time, everybody thought that there was something like Planet X. It was this. They made movies about it. It was, you know, like the creatures from Planet X, right? Isn't that like a horror movie like from back in the day or something?
Sounds like it would be.
Sounds like a Ed Wood movie, honestly. I think
like
it is.
A B horror movie.
Yeah. Oh shit, I love this commercial. But anyway, you gotta love Kennedy, dude. There's basically, long story short, the guy figured it out. Like this guy in like 1993, because Planet X, that's what was causing. Neptune had like this weird pattern, right? Like as it went through the galaxy, like it was just off. So they say, oh well, something's pulling on Saturn or Neptune, and that's what's causing it to be a little bit unbalanced or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So they were looking and they're looking. That's how they found Pluto. You know, that's how they found Pluto. But it didn't fit into the math. And it came in like 1993. This dude's sitting down with all the data in front of him, and he goes, hey, this observatory replaced its gearbox that week. So they went and like they took that observatory's information out, and it fit in with Boyd's law, or the consensus was like, oh, so it was just that one thing. Mm-hmm. But if we were like, if all those, and this is the thing I really wanted to talk about too, because it really makes me think something. So you've seen the consensus doesn't mean it's true. Like everybody in the Catholic Church has a consensus that God exists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right? So I was sitting there and we're talking about climate change. We're talking about the new transgender stuff with like transitioning, detransitioning. Abigail Schreier talked to psychologists and these people who are afraid to speak out. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay. So I've been watching a lot of movies that involved crime, or not crime, like fraud. Like how is a fraud committed, right? So I think we talked about it on here. I'm not sure if we did, but there's that what's it called? I think it was the painting documentary where the woman in New York, she was like super, famous.
The Art of the Steal or something. I don't know, something like that.
Right? Yeah, something like that, right?
Netflix documentary. Yeah.
But that was built upon the consensus of the art community.
Yeah, because a lot of professions are like that, because it's like they provide each other credibility. It's all internalized, so they all kind of just want to agree with each other.
Well, I was sitting there and I was going, well, like, holy shit, hold on. So these fucking guys are the world experts in art. But really what it comes down to is when you feel it brings drama, right? New Rembrandt, like Rembrandt, I think is the main artist in the documentary that they're really talking about. And it was a fraud. It was. I'm sorry to ruin the story, but it's a fraud. Like the painting is a fraud, and all these because like when this particular person said it, because maybe they were tricked. This one guy was tricked or whatever. Everybody else just fell in line, and because they were so excited to be a part of this new discovery, everyone just said, "Oh yeah!" Like they never actually tested the paint to see if that paint was even available in the 50s. You know what I mean? Like they did eventually. Mm-hmm. They didn't do the things that they were supposed to do. And I'm like, how are they not you see the same thing with the gun crisis. You know, you see the same thing with the climate crisis. I mean, the border crisis, right? Like there's all these things, but like all these experts, no one knows what the fuck they're talking about. Literally nobody. It's all a joke. Like, so when I hear a climate crisis and you're like, because we have consensus, doesn't mean it's true. And should we base, most things that we do in life off of consensus?
Well, I mean, you have to, in some fashion, come to consensuses about a lot of things to be able to just do anything, to move forward.
Yeah, but when you're using science, the consensus was this year to shut shit down and fuck over small businesses. That was a consensus. That was nationwide, basically, virtually.
Yeah, I mean,
every
yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of things involved in that, like I mean.
But why? Why? Because the medical community had consensus, and the people that spoke out and said, no, this is not necessary. Lockdowns are bad. You're a crazy person. You don't need to wear a mask. It's not necessarily beneficial. Like all these things. Like there were so many people that ended up being probably more correct. Governor Abbott gets rid of all the lockdown restrictions and all this stuff, and that's Neanderthal thinking. Like consensus is from a science standpoint is fucking it's objectionably stupid, and we should not be making these life-changing decisions off of medical or consensus from the scientific community.
Well, I mean, the only way that
how many times?
Well, then how else? Then how do you do anything then? I mean, like, because we're talking about very specific instances that have a lot of like political intertwinement and peer pressure and stuff like that.
Dumb.
Well, it's not always.
That's how you know it's bullshit.
It's not.
That's how you know it's bullshit.
It's not always bullshit, and they're gonna get things wrong, and they're gonna have wrong perspectives on things, and that's normal. But they have to be able to, in good faith, admit that when it happens. There's actually there's like a turn of phrase for this that like a lot of scientists and researchers have. And they say like progress and change happens one funeral at a time, because you have to wait for a guy that made his life's work about a certain thing
die. Yes,
you have to wait for him to die, because him and his buddies and every journal that ever published them and blah 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 are all going to back him, because why would they all want to look like they didn't know what they were talking about for 50 years?
Because
that's what I'm saying. So it's something that is actually like even known in the scientific community. It's just like it's just being utilized in a different way now because of bias, because of propaganda, because of money and pressure.
And pressure. But if you are a climate denier as a scientist, that's what they're going to call you. They're going to call you conspiracy theorist, just like with the lab leak hypothesis, which we should thank Brett Weinstein for kind of bringing it to the public sphere, and Bill Maher for getting that on mainstream television. That was a pretty big step, I think, in this process. But even when Nobel Prize laureate, is that the right word? I don't know. Laureate says this was made in a fucking lab. Like, really? Sure. Like, kind of sure. He's obviously can't make it concrete answer, but he's like, listen, man. He's like, you look at this, and he goes, this spike protein in like the way this is designed, this is his words. I can't remember. He's a French guy. He goes, this is what we were doing 10 years ago to try to find a vaccine for HIV/AIDS.
Yeah.
This is the same. This is why they were doing gain-of-function research with this particular protein and coronaviruses, to see if they could find that's why the mRNA vaccine, which was funded by DARPA.
Well, that's why they had they actually did the vaccine. They figured out a vaccine within like 4 days, and then everything else was red tape.
And they cut a shit ton. And this is another thing, though. Why in the world would you authorize a vaccine? Now,
well, it's pretty normal. That's a pretty normal thing, man. If you know that something is out in the world, you're always trying to find a way to circumvent its effect. I mean, that's what they do.
But that goes against all medical science.
Why? And what are you talking about?
Epidemiology. Are you talking about like them like messing with shit, like messing with stuff in labs?
Yeah, to look for. They're always looking for vaccines for potential viruses. They always are. Yeah. And if COVID and coronavirus is a thing, like it's COVID-19.
Well, there's SARS-CoV-1, SARS-CoV-2.
Yeah, so they know about these things. They know they're out in the world, and usually it's only a matter of time, maybe 100 years, 200 years, for something to get from a jungle to a population. I mean,
well, probably thousands of years.
Possibly that as well.
That's what they think. Well, listen to Brett Weinstein. He got into why he believed in the lab leak hypothesis was because when you look at it, you can tell it's not a normal virus. It's been evolved a lot. Like you can just, I guess, tell or whatever. But all these guys were called crazy. But when it comes down to what they're doing with this vaccine, like, listen, I would not give it to my kid personally. Me, no. Like, the world leading, same guy, epidemiologist, this is his words, is going, it's utterly absurd that we're even giving this vaccine out in the middle of a pandemic. He's like, it's never happened, should never happen, goes against all medical science standards, because the reason why we're seeing variants pop up, we're creating super variants, because we're creating so you don't even let it inhabit the host and then the herd immunity, and then we get used to it. So like the reason, do you know why masks got introduced in the United States? Was because of South Korea. South Korea, they wear masks all the time. That's just pretty normal, but they had very low rates. But they live so fucking close to China, they're always getting coronaviruses from them and all these little viruses. So they were just naturally protected from it in a lot easy. Like they were just naturally better.
Sure. Yeah.
At handling the virus. So now this epidemiologist goes, that's evolutionary immunity. That's what's supposed to happen. You get in contact with something. Yes, people die. You protect who you can. And then he goes, you give the vaccine to a select amount of people, like, because it's experimental, you give it to the elderly. Okay, now hold on. We're probably going to get pulled down from this, but whatever. Like, you have to ask yourself, why would they authorize it for the entire populace? One, that's weird. Two, when we're talking giving it to kids, where if you give your kid a virus, this vaccine, because it's mRNA, which is the spike protein, it's not like it doesn't actually introduce the virus into your system, as far as I know. The spike protein attaches and it like recognizes it, and then when the virus gets in, it's like the spike protein is the thing that actually alerts it. It's not your immune system. So what this epidemiologist is saying, that it like is a pretty like 10 to 15% chance you can give your kid an autoimmune disorder and affect the rest of their life.
Yeah.
From doing these things.
And he also said, I believe it's the same guy, maybe it was somebody else, but they were saying that this doesn't even fall under the special emergency powers that were given to distribute a vaccine during a pandemic. It doesn't include children.
Well, did you not hear about Invectum?
Canada. The ice cream truck?
Ivermectin, that's it.
What's that?
Ivermectin? It was like, remember when Trump was like, hey, take, that special H word, rhymes with chlorine, kind of has kin at the end there. I don't know how to say it. And the Z-Pack shit, basically. Z-Pack, yes. Ivermectin, literally, this is crazy, Sean. They've known since June of last year that ivermectin is supremely effective. The CDC has known. And do you know what the United States did? They wouldn't allow it. It used to be over the counter, or is that right? It is. Like on stock, you could buy it in this. Yeah. You cannot. You didn't. That's what it is.
Yeah, over the counter.
Behind the counter is the hard stuff.
Well, you just go. Okay. No, well, you just go to a drugstore and you can buy it. You don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you could just do it. You know what they did? They removed it all from all shelves in the United States and put it behind the counter. Like that is world-class criminal shit. That is so fucking disgusting. Yeah. That they took something off the market listen, man, literally go to the CDC, right? Like go type in ivermectin and you can read the CDC and they talk about how dangerous it is. Even though when you go back in the Wayback Machine, before the pandemic, ivermectin was like super safe. Like in low, you obviously don't take a bottle of it, but you take a pill, you'll be fine. It's been used for 80 years or 70 years to fight diseases or whatever it's designed to do. So like they remove something from the market just to screw with people.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dan. So do you have a hypothesis? Do you have some sort of consensus about why?
No. Well,
why? Okay, then why are they doing it?
I think.
Give me the fucking real shit. Give me the turkey, baby.
Well, I mean, and that's not even the crazy part, which You know, I mean, that's honestly not even the crazy part to me.
We'll come back to it, but I want to know.
Yeah.
Why?
I would say this is more about money. I think we saw inflation rates rising. There's something. Cryptocurrencies were on the rise. There is a lot. The market was booming. It was exploding too fast, and a lot of companies like, we can invest in these vaccines. Bill Gates, perfect example, saying, you know, in the next 10 to 15 years will be 9 billion, and we could reduce that by 10 to 15%. I don't know. But dude, so VAERS is the vaccine abnormal something reaction, or like basically people who died from vaccines. Okay?
Yeah.
Basically people who died. In the last, now don't quote me on this, but between the year 2000 and 2015, okay? I think I'm getting this right. We're talking from vaccine alone. So like it's a felony. It's a felony to fucking not report this shit accurately, right? 15 years, I think it was around 30 deaths from vaccines. Okay? Now, mind you, this is true. Over 3,000 since the beginning of January. When you had back in the 1990s, they gave out a vaccine that killed 15 people in 6 months, or it was mid-2000s. It was one of the two. But they gave out a vaccine that killed 15 people in 6 months. They shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't freak you the fuck out as an American to say, are you saying that we have over 3,000 people? Granted, a large number of people are taking this thing. There's no doubt that a large number of people are taking this. Like 50% or 40% of all adults have gotten one shot of the vaccine. That's a lot of people. It's, you know.
Yeah.
So what the fuck though? But what the fuck? And another thing is, by law, you cannot have a substitute for the vaccine on the market that is available for over the counter that could be considered a replacement, or because you do not get emergency use authorization if there is something else on the market that can be used.
Okay.
Because it has to be the only option. That's why it's an emergency use.
Yeah, that's why it's an emergency use. Sure, yeah.
Holy fucking shit. If that doesn't make you question what consensus is about,
Well, of course, I mean, it's like it can be used poorly. It can be used for bad intentions.
Always poorly. Always poorly.
It's not always going to be poorly.
You know who had scientific consensus? You know who did? Hitler. Okay.
I knew you were going to go there. His name was Adolf Randolph Hitler.
No, but like even crazier. Who created the idea of eugenics? Scientists. Those and philosophers at Harvard. Okay. No, like you think I'm right, but that's true, man.
Okay, so Lumazuma in the chat says, "Are you infectious disease doctor?" Like, this is just your opinion, man. And also, last is thalidomide was prescribed.
I don't know what that means.
I'm assuming it was.
No, I'm not an infectious disease doctor. But I'm just saying, like, there's enough. If you go look at VAERS, you can look at the reports yourself. It's there. Over 3,000 people have died since January. They were just questioned on it in the Senate. I don't know. I'm not trying to do appeal to authority here, but listen, man, you have the right to take the vaccine. I'm not telling people not to take the vaccine. I'm just saying, for me, when Facebook, okay, I don't know if you saw the Project Veritas video, where Facebook has literally been censoring people who are vaccine hesitant. So don't come at me when you got billion-dollar global industries talking about, am I epidemiologist? No, I'm not a fucking epidemiologist, which probably means you should trust me more than some fucking other guys. Honestly. Because at least I'm questioning. Because if they're shutting down...
At least I'm curious, like a scientific cat.
Yeah, no, but like that's why the whole entire idea of scientific consensus is objectively stupid. Because like you said, they have to wait for someone to die so they don't embarrass them. Where what's the Weinstein, not Brett, the other one, Eric, has come, like, basically pulled the veil back on the eyes of the elite universities and these establishment science people, basically saying they're all full of shit and that they literally push information down and science down that discredits them. that they won't let it be published in peer-reviewed journals because they don't care about the progress of science. They care about protecting their reputation. And Fauci, epidemiologist, no, you don't need to wear a mask. Okay, I lied because I was trying to get doctors. Just tell people not to get N95 masks. Just tell them that. Yeah, you're going to have some assholes that do. Then you know what? Maybe we could maybe do a law. Like, hey, dude, if you bought an N95 mask, fuck you. You're getting taxed, or you're getting fined, or you're going to jail. Because if you're hoarding N95 masks, that's fucked up in the middle of a pandemic. I don't know. But that's bullshit. And then Fauci, lab leak hypothesis is a joke. Even though he's the fucking one that signed the fucking paperwork to fucking get that shit funded. In Wuhan.
There's pictures of him and Obama and Chinese laboratories looking at bats. Looking at fucking bats, guys.
And he literally denied that before. He denied it before. It was like, this guy's a fucking joke. Couldn't keep his fucking answers straight. No idea what's going on. Well,
that's probably the reality is that he doesn't know what's going on. He's a bureaucrat.
No, but this is the fucking issue. He says, obviously if you wear 2 masks, obviously that's going to protect you more. And what does the CDC do? They release a study and a report on how 2 masks are better than 1. Are you kidding me? Like,
progress really accelerated, yeah.
No, but like, get the fuck out of here, man.
So Lumazuma gave us a little update. Thalidomide was prescribed in the 1950s, and it caused thousands of birth defects in infants. I actually think that the film Scanners used that event as a inspiration. Yeah.
But this is the thing. Okay, but like, you're gonna tell me you're gonna take
Hold on. Oh. Jonathan Little in the chat. Littell, sorry.
Littell. What up, Littell,
buddy? Dan on his soap pack is bringing back memories of being back in the MAF, hearing him argue with Rapson.
Yep. I'm sorry, man. But listen, like, you can't tell me that the government offers for an experimental drug vaccine qualified immunity.
Well, that was crazy. Yeah, that's a little crazy.
No, it's not crazy, Sean, because they don't really want to take the hit if it does fuck up.
I know that. That's why I'm saying, like, being allowed to do that. But they're going to, like, say, it's, hey, man, we had to rush this thing out. What do you think? So what's the end game here? Do you think it's just cashola? It's just cabbage?
Listen, like, I'm not going to get into conspiratorial shit, like, like they're trying to end, like, so, like,
don't be a coward.
The guy of,
what do you think?
Of Pfizer, Michael Yeadon.
Sure.
He used to be on the board. He was like the president or CEO or something. He's come out, and he's from England. I think it's Pfizer or something. Come out extensively against the vaccine, and I'm not going to say what he said. It's pretty crazy stuff. Basically, he thinks it's like to hurt people, like to actually hurt people in the world, like you do it.
Like you say, all these crazy occultists. Politicians they love eugenics, they're into it. They're like, hey, we gotta bump some people off, we got the planet to save, dog.
Well, if you think about Israel itself, it literally is a eugenicist state. They completely believe that they're the people, they're the only people, they're the ones that will be saved by God, hereditary wise. Like, that's what they believe.
Yeah.
I don't even know can I hop in on that train? Is that possible? Can you just become Jewish? I don't know.
Well, you can convert to Judaism, yeah.
So I can be saved.
They don't proselytize. A lot of times it happens.
I have never seen a black Jew
marriage
in my entire life.
Oh, I've seen some black. I've seen a few black Jews.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, no bullshit. I wonder how they get the curly hair.
I've been to
like
synagogues.
I've literally never seen a black Jew. Well, I'm just saying, man. You can't fucking come to me and say it's not something up. Like,
you can't come. That's what I'm saying. What is up?
Well, what do you think? I've been fucking saying. What do you think? Because, like, I'm like, listen, go fact check me. Go do your own research, but fucking just look at the facts and just say, this is not normal. Why are we listening? Why does Bill Gates get to go on CNN, MSNBC, ABC and talk like he's a fucking doctor? Why listen to him? But no, Rand Paul, he's an eye doctor, but still, at least he's actually been to medical school. I mean, Jesus. And when he calls out Fauci, saying for wearing the masks and all this stuff, he's like, you've been vaccinated. And he's like, no, I think it's good. Like, he obviously was lying. Fauci was lying. He was 100% lying.
No, but he said he was lying. He said that he didn't want to give the perception that he wasn't taking it seriously, which No, it's a bullshit answer, but it's just the same thing about wearing masks in the first place. He just said this. He just came out and was just like, oh yeah, we just didn't want you guys to buy them all. It's like the same type of logic. He's a bureaucrat, dude.
Well, I'm just look at what him and the AIDS.
And he's a
epidemic.
Pussy magnet.
And AZT, which is Dallas Buyers Club starring Matthew McConaughey, is all about AZT because that was the first drug that they discovered that could help people with HIV.
Yeah.
He's the one that denied it. He said no. He also, the guy that fucking went about HIV, said it came from a lab. They made fun of him for 30 fucking years.
So do you think
they called him a kook?
You think Fauci hates the gays?
Yes, 100%. 100% hates.
He was just like there in his fucking like little lair, and he's like, "Let them die."
No, but like I think what happened.
Pride on my street, never again.
This is literally what happened. Listen to me. If I had to go in linear line, Fauci doesn't really give a fuck. Yeah, do give people money. Yeah, sure. Echo Alliance, here you go. Yeah, blah blah. Millions. He just does his thing. He's chilling. He's probably going golfing on the weekend.
Like a rapper.
He's like probably golfing. You know what I mean? He's probably like, yeah, he leaves like a hat in the office so people think he's still there. He always wears like his Nationals hat, but he's really out golfing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's probably what he's doing. He's chilling. Nothing ever happens, you know? So and all of a sudden they see, you know, oh my God, Wuhan, there's a virus or whatever. And he goes, Wuhan? Coronavirus? Bat coronavirus?
Huh?
And he goes, shit. Like, I guarantee, this is why, if you go back, and he goes, it's not serious, guys. Don't worry about it. Do you remember that? He was like, guys.
Everybody fucking be cool, man. Everybody be fucking cool.
Nancy Pelosi's in Chinatown just going, Donald Trump's a fucking xenophobe, bro. I'm here with the people. Like, think about how ridiculous the beginning of the pandemic was. And like, Trump's going against all the consensus, the experts. And he's like, no, I'm fucking locked down China. I don't need people coming here. Blah, blah, blah. That is where you should really go back and look. You're like, dude, Fauci was trying to just be like, it's fine.
Well, he's like, but he's like a follower. Like he just kind of like goes with the flow. He like
I don't think in the beginning
because I think in the beginning it was not popular in the media. There's dozens and hundreds of articles being like, coronavirus is no worse than the flu. Why you should be more worried about the flu? Like all these articles that came out, and he just kind of echoes those things.
God. No, but Fauci was the main voice that they were listening to on that. He's the one that set that narrative.
No, yeah,
he's the one that came out and said, "I'm in charge of National Institute of Health, NIAID. This is not an issue." He's the authority in the United States.
Yeah, he's the talking head authority. Yes.
But he's the one who said that from the beginning. It was always him. That's why Nancy Pelosi said, like, listen, we're gonna follow the science. We're gonna do what we gotta do, and there's blah blah blah. Like, I'm just saying, if that doesn't make you look back and go, that's a little fucking weird, bro. Like when he knows he's paid these people, possibly it was around $600,000 in 2019, but it could be millions over the years.
It was 25 million, or 20 million.
No, that's what Echo Alliance got.
Oh, okay.
But he signed the authorization to money to go or whatever.
And they work cheap over there, so. $600,000 kind of go a long way. They work cheap in China. They don't even have to. He doesn't even have to give them big dollar bills.
You could fucking sit there all day. I'm not saying it's even. I think you got some idiots that were playing around, giving money to this lab, not really caring or knowing what they're doing. Oh, they're working with coronavirus, bat coronavirus. Oh, okay, whatever, sure. Science, because Fauci wasn't paying attention.
I say, whatever, nerd.
No, he's just like, whatever. I don't give a shit. And then they go do it, and then he realizes, he's probably like, damn, dude, like, okay, that doesn't look good. This won't, my job, this will be my ass. That's what he was thinking back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee he's like, this will be my ass if this gets found out, and it will be. Ultimately, we need a sacrificial lamb, like this is, I'm telling you, Biden will get people.
Yeah, I mean, do you think Fauci would take the fall? He'd fall on the sword?
He is the guy. Not to mention, John, do you know who fucking was a part of the team that went over to the Wuhan lab? You know who it was?
No.
Echo Alliance.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that went to investigate it?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, no, we good. Nothing bad happened here. It's fine.
You guys remember that 6 nights? You guys, you're fucked up. Because then you go back to December or November, they had 3 guys get sick at the lab that needed to go to the hospital.
Yeah, that came out,
So convenient. It's like Trump was obviously right about a lot of things.
Well,
or at least accurate. And when they were calling him a liar, they were calling him a liar the entire time.
Yeah. Luma Zuma says, as scientists gain more data, they revise their response. So you're going to have an evolving thing. But I don't think it's so much the evolution of the response. It's the constant contradicting themselves from kind of day to day and never being very clear.
Okay, no, hold on. No, because that's bullshit. Because honestly, that's fucking bullshit. You're going to tell me once they found out lockdowns were not necessarily like between Texas or Florida or wherever, North Dakota, Nebraska, wherever the one where they never shut down. But when they looked at everything across the board, it was 15 days to slow the spread, honey. Okay? 15 days to slow the spread so we can build up our medical infrastructure. We got ships where they fucking needed to be, which they never used. Yeah,
but that would be an example of like, okay, we're going to do this 15-day thing. Hope it works. It doesn't really work. And then you have to keep going.
But they never gave it back. Like for the most part. And that's what I'm saying is like the scientific consensus is open up.
Well, no, no, what I mean is I think they knew very well what they were dealing with by the end of last summer. Like I could be charitable. I could say end of last summer, they're starting to develop a vaccine. They figure out the vaccine very fast. Like at that point, you're like, okay, well, how do you not have a full kind of more full-bodied understanding?
No, but do you know what's the dumbest thing?
What?
How do you have a basically, let's say, 3 or 4 month break? Yeah, right. Because like you had the first peak in like the spring, March time, April, May.
Mm-hmm.
Then it dipped down for the summer because the heat, right? Or whatever reason, it dipped down.
I got fucking coronavirus in the summer, and I left my house.
But I'm just saying, so like you had a low point. Why did we not use that time to build up our medical infrastructure again? Open everything up, do what we got to do, get our medical infrastructure ready for the next bump.
Well, I know, but some of that is hindsight. I don't know if people were saying
hindsight.
At the
we had
time.
a first bump. Everybody knew the second wave was coming.
No, I know that. No, I agree with that. It is weird that like we were like not prepared after because they literally would say all the time like, once the fall hits late September, it's gonna come back with a vengeance. Even the presidents, even Trump said that several times.
He said Zuma says, but yes, it's all political money. But that's the thing, man. When science gets politicized, it's not accurate and it's not real. So the moment they politicize climate change, it's not accurate. Like, it's probably not real. There is no unity behind this. This is a very, what's the word? Unknown, still being widely discussed. So, like, on Facebook, they're deranking people who are quote unquote, climate deniers. They are why are they so obsessed with controlling the narrative and the message? That should worry people. That is what they did in Nazi Germany. That's what they did in Lenin or in Stalin Russia, in the CCP during the Red Revolution, the Cultural Revolution. This is exactly what they did. It's all about controlling narrative. If you go against that narrative, you are wrong and you are bad and you don't need to be able to have your voice heard.
Mm-hmm.
They do it on Twitter all the time. All those people got kicked off for talking about the lab leak hypothesis on Twitter, on Facebook. What's going to happen to them? They should be able to sue. They should be able to as a class action law.
Sure.
Because it's not right, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Hey man, MTG. I have nothing against her personally.
I don't know really anything about her other than she's like wacky.
But she's not. I don't even know if she's wacky. That's a media representation. She does put out a little bit of a wacky thing.
Yeah, you can see it in her eyes. And I've watched some of those videos that she films on her cell phone, speaking directly into it.
Yeah.
A little aggressive.
Whatever. But hey, she's at least fighting against the machine.
In some ways, sure, yeah.
all the ways.
Well, I could say
she's
like
not traditional.
Some of it's a little. It could be counterproductive.
I don't think so. I
think when you have people that are a little wacky as your spokesperson.
Would you call AOC counterproductive?
Yes.
You're insane. She's got like fuck tons of people on Twitter. She controls narratives.
Yeah, but
she can swing votes.
But you're also talking about a way different demographic of the type of people that are going to like AOC or be inclined to. I mean, like, those people are kind of wacky. Like,
91% of people still support Trump from the Republicans. 91.
Okay, so
50% of all Republicans believe the election was stolen.
Okay.
He's right there.
You're high as fuck, and you're like, we're gonna get this channel deleted.
No, but that's what they're saying. I'm not saying that, but that's what they're saying.
People are saying
that is what she is. That 50%. That's a huge amount of power. She has raised more money than any candidate in her freshman year, in the first quarter.
All right, we gotta pull up some Marjorie Taylor Greene videos,
dude. Just saying, man. No, you gotta play good old Kennedy.
We'll play that first. We'll play that first because I brought it up when we were talking about guns.
I love this guy, dude. He's hilarious. He's actually, but he seems like he's kind of like Rand Paul light.
Yeah, he's got more of like Grandpa on the porch vibe.
Yeah, it's just you can only fight a machine with a better machine, not a bigger stupid machine. Tell that to the Nazis. Tell that to Russia. Tell that to like stupid is relative. It depends on what you think is stupid. I guarantee you the British didn't fucking think the founding fathers were very smart. Taxation, what is their problem? Why do they care so much?
Are you saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene is like a revolutionary?
I don't know. I'm not saying she is.
Ooh,
you don't know. So AOC could be one. No,
well,
but what I'm saying is like the machine decides what stupid is. They've dictated what you've learned, what you've thought. Like
I'm very good friends with.
How can you call this machine like a better machine? Like, what's a better machine? Because the machine that we have right now has had us in wars for 100 years. We've been fucking committing genocide in Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen, Libya, Lebanon, fucking bombing people for no reason, Syria. Like, what machine? I would rather have a stupid machine at this point. Jesus. Like, one that doesn't give a shit about the climate, one that doesn't give a shit about anything but except you and your individual liberty to be able to do what you want to do. Because the state should never control. You know, like I had like David Hogg today talking about, oh my God, the government is there to keep us safe and they're failing miserably. It's like, dude, shut the hell up, dude.
I can't believe you speak about a child like that. Oh my God.
David Hogg is like 19 now, I think.
That kid's like 30 years old.
But yeah, seriously, fuck that kid. You know, whatever. I don't give a shit if you were on your way.
Well,
like,
speaking of
riding
David
a bike.
Hogg, we got a message from this one of these fat fucks. He's got a message for David Hoggs.
Yeah. Great music,
folks. I believe that love is the answer, but you ought to own a handgun just in case.
That's yeah.
I donated.
That's a political ad. Maybe the greatest political ad ever cut. It's like now,
Dude,
now they just have to do like little SNL things. Like that's like an SNL sketch, right?
But that's great because it makes him look young, vibrant. He knows it's a little humorous.
I mean,
like,
this guy's it's like, you know, Ted Cruz saying like, yeah, Oakley Dokley. This is the Zodiac speaking. You're hip. You're cool.
Yes.
Fucking
Dude, tell me that is not. Dude, I'm gonna give you a call tomorrow. I don't know if you're working, but I'll give you a call tomorrow. That was literally. Dude, I think I've been listening to him more and more. But I don't know, man. I just. What did Luma Zuma say? The machine is too big to resist. I welcome the alien overlords. Maybe, right? But I completely disagree. The machine is never too big. You've seen countless times throughout history where you look at like the Persians or Alexander the Great or Genghis Khan or someone always came back.
Throwing shade at these people.
What?
Huh?
No, but you need people to shake it up like Marjorie Taylor Greene or AOC or Bernie or Trump or who's another lefty guy? Like, I don't know. Like, or who's the one that's always talking about trying to like kill Republicans? The black woman. I can't remember her name.
The bald one?
No, that's Ayanna Pressley, I think. No, I'm talking about. She's like the old one. Like she went down to like Minneapolis, like
the lady wears the cowboy outfits.
Yeah, she's ridiculous.
Yeah, she's a poor district in Baltimore. It's like falling apart.
No, it's California. She's California.
Oh, she's California. That's right.
Yeah, she's California. Yeah, and she's just like Maxine Waters. That's her name. Yeah, Maxine Waters. You know, she is a tall glass of Maxine Waters. You know what I'm saying?
She's a little wacky too, Dan.
No, I know, but you kind of need a little shakeup, you know, or you need that every day. I think that it wouldn't be a very interesting to only have people like Rand Paul. You need that push and pull, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, let's see what Marjorie sounds like. I don't even know what I can't even remember the sound of her voice. It's like my dead father. Like, what does his face?
She definitely looks like a crazy Christian lady, though. Straight up.
Oh yeah, she does CrossFit, you know.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, she's pretty fat.
Hello, Governor Newsom.
You know her and Matt Gaetz are definitely.
You guys don't like him, do you? What about Governor Whitmer from Michigan?
She loves it.
Yeah, so they have a little prayer, they say. I'm going to read it to you. This is a pretty good one. If you're in the woke COVID religion, you know, they have pillows with Fauci's face on there.
Is this like a stand-up routine?
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, what are you talking about? She's working the crowd, Sean. Stop disrespecting the woman.
No, that's what I'm just saying.
You're
it's like a
misogynistic, Sean. That's actually, this could be funny.
She's she's the next, she could be like a Whitney Cummings. She should start a podcast.
No, I mean, honestly, though, like, this is good crowd. She knows her crowd. She knows them. She's working them right.
She's working them.
You ever listen to fucking Rand Paul at one of his events? They're like, you know, that's the crowd. Like, they agree, but they're not vivacious.
Later, Littell. Littell's bouncing.
All right, love you, man. I'll call you later.
T-shirts. I don't even know. It's kind of crazy. They start out and they say,
this is gonna be bad.
Hail Dr. Fauci, full of masks. The COVID vaccine is with you. Blessed are you among all federal employees. And blessed is your paycheck, because it's the highest in the federal government. Oh, Dr. Fauci, full of masks. Pay the Wuhan clinic some more money. And send us more viruses so that we may control America, completely take over, and turn America into a socialist nation.
A little on the nose. That would be my critique.
No, but this is the greatest problem with like anybody on the right. I've been feeling like they're trying to say it's socialism. It's always socialist. That's a bad. Listen, that didn't work last year. It's not going to work for the next 2 years. Stop bitching about socialism. We're seeing
call them pedophiles.
Just start talking about the cultural revolution that they're trying, or the cultural decay. It's a cultural thing. It's more about culture. Like, what America do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a place where it's all about your race and it's all about this and things that are not, you know? But it's just kind of fucking sucks, man. And she is at least being who she is. Like, she does not wield any real power, but that kind of power to be able to get that kind of money into your campaign, that really has a lot of sway with who becomes buddies in the House. Like, now this other guy that was going to talk shit, or maybe they weren't going to help you, like, they're going to be like, fuck, man, she's bringing in money.
That's true. Is she? Yeah, I guess.
She's like your internet, could she invent it? What do you mean, Lumazuma? Like your internet.
Because she's stupid, Dan.
Maybe she could. Anybody,
believe in yourself. Anything is possible.
I mean, it's like, but when we talk about science and there's hypotheses out there. They're basically conspiracies, up until they can prove it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And then they know, but it's just guessing until they find shit that works.
Yeah, I know.
But it's like, well, how can they sit here and talk about climate We're not going to be able to talk about climate on here very soon. You bet your bottom dollar.
Well, it's not a hot topic around here, so.
Not a hot topic around where?
Dan's like, it is now.
Yeah, well, okay, Sean, what are you going to do when they come and say that we got to shut down the country again because of the climate? What are you going to do?
What am I going to do? We'll live my best life.
You can't use the electricity at night.
Become a gardener.
You know what I mean?
I would if you want to get me into a militia and start a revolution, definitely that.
Take away my AC.
Yeah, take away that AC.
But
watch my fucking cartoons.
That's already happening in California, basically.
Well, the rolling blackouts they do.
Yep, it's fucking absurd.
Yeah, because all of these major metropolitan cities, we're already seeing they're gonna be hellscapes. They're gonna be like prison states, and everybody's gonna fucking leave. Everybody that can leave will leave, and then all that's gonna be left are the criminals and the most desperate people on the planet.
And honestly, it's probably gonna be pretty sick to live there soon. You know, New York used to be like that. New York used to be like, places for criminals, and then it became something better.
Yeah, parts of New York. And then Charles Bronson, he was in a rage, became a vigilante. Yeah, he had a death wish, you could say.
I don't know, man.
Clean up the streets.
She faked her yoga teacher.
She fucked her yoga teacher.
At her gym, her husband knew.
Hell yeah, okay. He's a cuck, dude.
What are you saying that you're not okay with the two adults or three adults expressing themselves sexually? That's none of my business. I don't give a shit if Trump fucks midgets and does all weird shit and gets peed on. Why would I care?
Speaks to character, sir.
Yeah, why does Bill Clinton like to wear dresses? I don't know. I don't give a shit.
One of the greatest things ever. I want to get one of those for my house.
Dude, I'm with you. But it's the California grows pot, they'll be okay? Maybe. Maybe they will be. I don't know. I mean, I think California will be fine, but the housing market will probably go down there, and then people will be able to go move. Again, they're going to have to get rid of the crime. They have to get rid of the homeless people. Austin's already exploding. They have they're 50% up in homeless population. It's, I don't know. I don't know why would you want to live in a city, but part of it would be cool. Personally, I just don't know if I would want to, a big city.
I find them overrated myself. I've lived in a couple. I'm good. I like the small town vibe. I like being able to going to the grocery store is a 20-minute ordeal and not a 3-hour ordeal because I have to go get public transport and haul my fucking groceries home or whatever. Yeah.
That is pretty awful. What are you looking at? What do you got going on your screen?
Looking
what is
for
that?
Videos.
Oh, so you're just scrolling. You're always scrolling. You're never involved. You're never in the conversation.
I got the chat here. I got you here. Okay. I got screen here. How dare
all the things. How dare I? What is this picture? What is the big picture solution? I mean, and this is where I've been reading a lot of Noam Chomsky. I've been reading a lot of Michael Malice. I've been reading some, I guess you could say more, I don't know if libertarian is even left or right. I don't know what you would consider libertarian thinkers. And I've been trying to figure it out myself. And I think the big solution is the federal government is absolutely way too big. What role should the government play? Law, order, but not too much law and not too much order. You should have just basic guiding principles of a nation, which is the Constitution, which is what they were set out to be. And we've diluted it down to these power structures that have no real interest in the little guy. Decentralization of the government, I think, would be a good idea. Personally, where the federal government would literally have to act as only for war, but they should not have war power. That should be specifically for the states. For the country to go to war, there should be some sort of commission that would have to be set up. Not the way we're doing it in the Senate. I think that is what we have. It's basically is a commission, but there's something that's seriously gone wrong. Term limits, Luma Zuma break USA up? I don't know if that's even the answer. I mean, because we're already seeing states kind of. You gotta look at the United States from the beginning of this country was set up to be, in a way, anarchist. Like it is in itself, where those states control those. What happens in those states is have to follow the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and these guiding principles. Like they can't break these laws because it is your God-given right, or your right to have the right of self-defense, the freedom of speech, expression, religion, so on and so forth, privacy. Like those were the founding principles. And then those would be if you even look at the states, it was supposed to be like these relationships they would have with each other, which in the Federalist Papers they really get into about why you don't tax, why taxes are so dangerous for the states, because once you get a federal tax, the states will then tax their people. Like that, and that was a dangerous precedent to set. So like, once the gold standard fell off in 1971, the taxes, you just saw increasingly get more and more, and capital gains tax. Like I was talking to our brother Sean, and our brother has been getting into crypto. And Luma Zuma said, tell the Native Americans that. Yeah, dude, that's called being conquered. Like, that is what it is. You got conquered. It's sad what happened to them. Absolutely. But they did. Like, they got, and we've tried to rectify that the best that we could. I don't know if there is ever a way to rectify when you steal someone's land. We stole it. We took it. But now it's ours. What do you want to fucking go back and make, like, should Rome come back and say this is our land now where Israel is? No, I'm sorry. Like, you got beat. You know? Like, fuck out of here, man. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, could you imagine this one guy's like, I'm starting my own state in Israel. It's Rome now, bitch. You know, it's, and like the whole like two-state solution, I've been doing a lot more research on the Ottoman Empire. Dude, it's wild, man. Like that shit goes literally back forever.
3,000 years, yeah.
I don't even know if there is a time.
Yeah, it's like 3,000 years.
I don't even think it's that long. I don't think it's that long.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 1,000 years before
each
Christ?
other for a long time, dude.
Yeah, but Islam wasn't created until
saying no. You know what?
Like 800s or whatever.
You know what, Dan? Now it's 10,000 years. How dare you?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Islam was like, it was definitely after Christ.
So,
like, I'm pretty sure it was after Christ.
Yeah, it was.
We're in the year 2021. Just saying.
Oh shit! You almost fucked it up. Where you living at, brother?
I don't know, man. In my head, space. What is this fucking video? Do you even know this is
hold
good?
on. No, you were talking about Ryan's getting into crypto.
Oh, Ryan's getting into crypto. So we're talking like, okay, Luma Zuma, tell me, like, riddle me this, Batman, right? Capital gains tax makes sense for billion-dollar corporations. It makes sense. Like, I get it. Like, capital gains. You guys make billions of dollars, excess, okay? As a company, you should be taxed a little bit more. Okay, let's say that's okay. Let's say this is acceptable, even though I'm not a big fan of taxes. So my little brother works as a nurse. I mean, he has money, but not all the money in the world. So he's investing, like, you know, $500 here, maybe $1,000 he's playing around with in crypto. And I'm like, dude, be careful. And he's like, what? I'm like, bro, one, you're getting gas fees, which basically means the company's taking every time you make a transaction. So, you know, when you pay $100, they're getting $1.50 to invest in the crypto, and then you get another $1.50 removed when you exchange it for current, you know, like your currency, USD. So they have him and I were talking about it, and I'm like, but dude, be careful, because you get taxed on that money that you're making extra. Like, how absurd is that? You get taxed on your income. Okay? So you get taxed whatever it is, 15%, 20%, 25% of your income. You take that money and you're like, I've already been taxed. This is my money. I'm going to go make more of it. And they say, fuck you, pay me. That's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of, for like a guy that doesn't really make a lot of money. Luma Zuma says, European countries were wars forever. I think it only stops when they consider themselves a new clan. And I think that's what we're seeing in the United States. Like there's a new something arising on both sides. And I personally think it will be the side with more guns that are going to win. Because the far left definitely does not oppose guns. Karl Marx wrote extensively about how you should never give up your arms. But anyway. Dr. Fauci, Dance With Me, Rolling in the Deep by Adele.
You like music, Dan?
I love it.
Do you like songs?
I love it. I love it so much. You just skip to the end. You just skip to the end.
Yeah, I know.
Get a hold of yourself.
Control yourself, goddammit.
Is this real? Oh, we're so getting taken off.
Yeah, we can't listen to this. What the fuck is going on?
Is she just staring at him like, dude?
Okay, I love this music video. I love it, but we can't play it because that is the best thing you could do if it's just you dancing while Dr. Fauci's talking.
And he just turns around and he just shoots her and he waves the American flag. No, but I think it's scary, man. If you really want to like get scared, read. There's a book I've been reading, Aeon by Carl Gustav Jung. That book is fucking makes you think, especially when you get to the shadow portion. It's like fucking terrifying. It's expensive though. It's like $70 for the book. At least when I bought it. That's the only place I could find it at the time.
Torrent.
You might be able to. Torrent. And I've been reading Michael Malice's new book, but I was reading some Noam Chomsky. No, Michael Malice's new book, which if you know who he is, go look up Interesting Conversations with him. But Michael Malice has the Anarchist Handbook, not cookbook. It's pretty interesting. And it's a collection of essays, basically, which he finds important, which he gives an introduction to and then the essays there. That's pretty good. But Noam Chomsky, dude, he is fucking smart. Because he is known as the godfather of linguistics or the father of linguistics. And you can tell.
By consensus, maybe? Don't believe it, buddy.
I don't believe it. No, but he is scary. Like when you read it, because he's so good at with words.
Well, he's also very pragmatic, very even-keeled person as well. It makes it sound more credible, and you're like, oh, okay.
But in his writing, his writing is even better than his words when he just speaks. Because like you read it and you're like, I kind of agree with this shit, even though you think it's like absurd stuff. Like some of it's pretty absurd.
Yeah.
You know, talking about how. I'm trying to think of something that would be like a good representation. I can't think of anything right now. I don't want to like say something that wouldn't be true to Noam Chomsky because he is a smart man. He's intelligent and but he has led to some left wing thinkers. Yeah, like it's definitely caused people to go really far down another lane.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely left wing of the anarchy. He's an anarchist, but he's left wing of it. He believes in a lot of social programs. And all this.
Yeah. A lot of people when they're in college, that's when they first they think that they're having their minds blown. When they start reading Chomsky. It gives you a different perspective than most people probably get of the world, you know, from their parents or whatever. But I don't know what the fuck this is.
Why are you picking this shit? Like you're picking just random shit.
What are you random, Dan?
It's
a night for music. It's a night for love.
Is that James Franco? Shia LaBeouf from that movie that was really bad?
Yeah, this is one of his best. Actually, that's Terrence Howard.
It kind of looks like the guy from Last Man on Earth.
It's like a gay Hunter S. Thompson.
That's who it is. The gay Hunter S. Thompson. Let's see what it's about.
Hiya, Mabel.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go for a ride?
No, Ken. I'm isolating. I'm a stay-home girl in a stay-home world. Life in pajamas, watching Netflix dramas. Always wash my hands and cancelled all my fun plans. Don't be grumpy, stay home and help your country.
Come on, Mabel, let's be social.
I'm a stay-home girl in a stay-home world. Life in pajamas, watching Netflix dramas. Always wash my hands.
I wish I could zoom.
I hate it.
I wish I could zoom into Dan's face.
I hate it. No, because like this is a sickness.
It is
This
totally.
sickness, dude.
Oh, dude.
Well, then again,
there's
like, you know,
there's thousands of these.
No, I know, but they just like these people have a lot of time in their hands. I'm not judging them because they probably were bored, and this is probably something to fill their time with. Like, good for them. Like, they used it proactively, right? Like, can't be mad. But the autonomous droning of the message from the state, it's absurd. Like, I like how the like, you know, like because Zuma, you know what, dude? I hope you like and you subscribe. You know, come back anytime. Every Wednesday night we do this. 40 years ago, I thought we were on the cusp of Star Trek reality. Now it's heading towards Time Machine. Well, I mean, I actually saw something on Twitter where they were talking about like how we're heading back in time with like the way crime is going. Oh, I've seen this one, Sean. This one is fucking awful. I really do think this is going to be a tipping point for a lot of Americans this next year. I really do think the reason why like aliens are being introduced, it makes me super suspicious, honestly.
Aliens being introduced meaning what?
Well, like trying to get us back to this state of fear, trying to get us back into a state of unknown where the government needs to protect you. You know, like that's what it's about. Like if there's something out there that we can't control, we don't know. It could be China, it could be Russia, it could be something else. It lets people mind wander. Like in the beginning of the pandemic, like I think how most people felt. The pandemic. You know, like when you
Nice
got back
one,
there,
hack.
Thank you. Thank you. But like I remember sitting back like, dude, this was scary. I was getting calls from my friends like that work in the government, and they're like, yo, dude, like they're about to shut shit down. Like,
well, because they
like,
obviously
food,
were
like make sure.
Yeah, they were obviously planning to.
Like, no, they like
that. The contingencies were there. So if when they needed to drop the hammer, it was mobilized, it was ready to go. It just never had to leave.
What's stopping them from declaring? What's them to stop declaring another emergency? Because if there's one thing that history has proven, once you give the state the emergency powers, they always found another emergency to use those powers with. It's like Caesar. He just never gave it up.
The Patriot Act.
Hey, Zuma, thank you, man. Hey, dude, if you have a Twitter, at Dan Zubox on Twitter, and Sean says at Sean Zubox, SHAUN. Come check it out. You know, I post some things. Not that great, dude. Small channel. I don't post like crazy amounts of shit, so you don't be bugged. But if you don't have a Twitter, stay off. It's fucking awful. We also on Facebook too. So, but if we're gonna sit there and fucking act like I want to give the government another chance to fuck, like Dave Smith was right, which Dave Smith's an interesting guy. Have you listened to a lot of his stuff? Do you listen to his
I knew him from
Social.
I knew him from
Legion of Skanks.
And then I saw him pop up. I know he actually has done a lot with Michael Malice because he's like a libertarian dude, right? I mean, that's kind of his vibe.
He's kind of like he's like the Hollywood libertarian, I guess you could say, because he's a comedian. He's C-list, B-list guy, but he's actually pretty interesting. And this is the thing I'll say about libertarians are the most educated out of the groups. Your camera's off, by the way.
I know.
You're out of the group as far as like Democrat, socialist, communist. They seem to be the more balanced of the two because they have to be. Because libertarianism in its function is very difficult to achieve. And you really, to even speak on it, that's why I won't call myself a libertarian necessarily. I'm really trying to do my research to understand it better because we would have to deconstruct and decentralize a lot of our systems for it to function in a lot of ways, I think, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you would not just be able – like, I don't believe the federal government should – I think federal law in itself should be illegal. Like, I'm starting to think that. Like, Noam Chomsky talks about that. He goes, federalized law is authoritarian, 100%. And he goes, when you have state law from state to state, the federalized law unionizes everything. It keeps it as a union. They can't go break those laws. They just, you know what I mean? Like, they can't break the Constitution.
Sure.
That's what the federal government is supposed to be there for. That's like literally the whole purpose, to protect the states from overreaching on their citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Or to stop the states, not to protect the states. So. And Luma says anarchy will lead to a better society. Maybe it will. And I don't know if it's ever been tried, but if you had, not
wide scale, not large scale.
Not 300 million people.
No.
Like, hey, we're gonna fucking rip, dude.
I don't know. I have such a cynical view of human beings. It's hard for me to sign on to a project that I don't know, gives people that much control. I think sometimes part of social evolution is developing ways into which, hopefully lead to a better life for everybody. And sometimes those things need guideposts. They need control mechanisms.
Okay. It's like when you hire a guy to do a job in your house. You agree on a payment, $500. You pay the guy, he does the job, does it well, you're good to go. There's no need for to have anybody step in because what you agreed upon is done.
No, I was really more responding to the abolishment of all federal law.
But why do we need federal law? Give me one, at least in your, because I'm not saying you're obviously super knowledgeable about this, but give me why federal law needs to be there.
It's a quick solution to what could be a large problem. I don't know, like certain regulations and stuff like that.
Federal law should be border and foreign shit. Should do with foreign, interacting with foreign countries. Because that makes sense.
Yeah, because of the democratic nature of things, though, Dan. If you don't have some sort of federal regulatory process, even for the government, a lot of states would really violently disagree with each other on certain topics. And that could create fissions.
But that's what the federal government is there for. That you don't need laws for that.
Well, why do you need laws? Why wouldn't you? What are you talking about? What else would you call it? If you're kind of giving a mandate,
that's not law.
No, I'm saying
when the federal government passes something says marijuana is a Schedule I drug, that's fucking obnoxious. It's obnoxious. It's objectively obnoxious.
What? No, say that again. What is it obnoxious?
Marijuana is a Schedule I drug when cocaine.
No, I'm not. Obviously, I don't agree with all federal laws.
No. But what law would you be talking about? That's what I'm wondering.
What law would I be talking about?
What federal law is good? Besides security of the nation as a whole. Or quote unquote security, I mean the border, military, fine.
I don't know, specifically off topic, off the top of my dome.
You like taxes? That's federal, baby. Sure. If your state wants to tax you, that's different. I'm just saying the federal government should dare to be for one specific reason to enforce the Constitution. Okay. So if you had a dictator lose his fucking mind in Tennessee, you should be able to remove him.
Sure. But isn't that basically enforcing laws?
The Constitution.
Okay.
That's it. Pretty plainly written. There needs to be no serious interpretation. We can all read fucking English.
Okay. Yeah, but isn't that if the federal government was the one to enforce it? Isn't that a de facto a federal law?
No, enforce what?
Enforce that people follow the Constitution?
But that is, in itself, the only part that the federal government is allowed to follow.
Okay.
That's it. They have to ensure the states are following those rules, right? That's the whole point.
Okay.
It's not even a law. It's a constitution. It's not law. It's constitution. It's different.
Well, I understand, but functionally...
It's supposed to bind us all... Yeah. Listen, it's to bind us all together. So they come in to stop the state. They don't stop you. They come to stop the state.
Well, okay. Yeah, I agree.
Not you.
I understand that, yeah.
The federal laws, how they're written today, and how they fuck with you. When you're living in wherever you are, you're living there, and they write laws that fuck with you in that particular state. That's wrong to me. If you're living in South Carolina or wherever you're at, and you're doing your thing, you should be able to fucking live how that state proceeds.
Luma Zuma brought up one, and I think they meant slavery, like the abolishment of slavery was a federal law, federal mandate.
Slavery was a federal law? No, but they were enforcing the Constitution. Are you talking? Wait. I'm confused. Are you saying like slavery was allowed?
No, I'm assuming they're talking about the abolishment of slavery.
Yeah, I would imagine, but that's not federal law. I mean, that is what they deemed. It was under the Constitution.
Yeah, that it was unconstitutional to...
It was unconstitutional to slave... They were Americans. They had the same rights as everybody else. And they forced the state... It does work like this, mainly.
Okay.
The problem is when they can say, you can't own something. You can't have something.
Yeah, but that's what... I guess that's what, like, the point is that, like, not all of them are good. Like, and that's a failure in a different way.
Like, well, it's like the Supreme Court. How can they decide not to take cases? How can they just fucking decide it? That's your fucking job.
I don't know.
Oh, obviously they go, this thing has been studied or done or
well, yeah, because they get to reflect on the process that got it to.
But they also get to agree with the lower court. We agree with the lower court's ruling.
Yeah.
There's a lot of process. I'm not saying it's a perfect system. I don't know if I agree with Luma Zuma talking about burn it all down, start over. I don't even know if that's the answer. But you need someone like a Martin Luther, okay? Martin Luther was the guy that nailed whatever his problems were. What was it called, Sean? The things he nailed at the church?
His list of sins? I don't know.
Yeah, his list of the things that he disagreed with the church, what he thought were wrong. That guy, I mean, how many people are Protestant today? Insane amount.
Okay.
Insane amount. Like, I just think it starts with that one person to change the way we think. And maybe it would be a split two-state solution.
I don't know.
But
Big Paul said this a while ago, but I got to give him a shout out. Thanks for coming, Paul. Libertarian concepts are awesome, but libertarians are whack. Just like Catholicism and Catholics.
No, but libertarian concepts, like libertarians themselves, from what I've seen, a lot of them are whack. I do agree with you,
Yeah.
But there's a lot of crazies out there. No, but like someone that is at least realistic, like police. I have friends that are police officers. Don't take disrespect to this, guys, but they enforce unconstitutional laws all the fucking time. How has that happened? How has the federal government not stepped when they're fucking supposed to and go, that's fucking bullshit?
I'm surprised there's been like no cases ever brought to the Supreme Court about some of the stuff that goes on in states. Like nobody's...
How can Donald Trump, as the president, not fucking bring a case against New York about gun laws? How can they? How can you not have that authority? You're like, what the fuck? How can you be a senator of New York or House of Representatives? Like, it is such bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Like, how can these guys walk around, come kicking your fucking door of your fucking home? Listen, you're traveling on the street, some shit goes down, shit gets wild, but especially when you're in the fucking privacy of your own home. And they, like the Breonna Taylor situation. Nobody can tell me that's not a bad fucking thing. Breonna Taylor should not have died because the cops went there. I mean, she may have been dumb and fired back, whatever. Maybe the police announced. It was deemed to, at least at this current moment, that it was wrong what they did, and they lied on reports. And I'm not going to be like a line-towing guy and say, like, no, cops lie. Cops fucking lie to save their ass. Yes. I have a friend. Did you see that video of the old lady in Colorado? She had dementia, and she didn't know she stole from Walmart, and she was like just walking down the road or whatever, and the cops like fucking fucked her up, like broke her shoulder.
Really?
Like she's like 80, dude. She just forgot to pay for her shit.
Yeah.
Like, she just
that's
whatever.
Even if she stole it, that would be fucked up.
Well, she's 80. Like, you don't need to fuck her up. Like, what are you doing? Like, It was pretty obvious that she was old and weak. Like,
yes,
you could just, I mean, they're interacting with her, and she's like doesn't understand what's happening, And then like through FOIA, and they subpoenaed and dude, they have videotape of them laughing as they're watching the video back, in the thing, blah blah blah. They left her without water, all this stuff, and they just fired a couple people. No, they got charged. They got actually charged federal felony assault, all this stuff, which good. This is the only good thing about quote unquote the defund the police movement. And this is what you have to give BLM credit for: body cams. I'll give them credit for that. And I'll give them credit that there is and there should be always a big magnifying glass on fucking police officers.
Well,
there should be.
Well, I suppose as soon as there's a whiff of impropriety, yeah.
Well, I mean, I why not? I was talking to this dude, old school cop shit. That shit was real, dude. They were the mafia, man. They ran shit. That's what they did.
Yeah.
You fucking talk shit, you lose your job. You talk shit, you might end up where we pull you over, and then you shot at us. Before body cams and shit, before car cams, dude, shit must have been wild, man. Because who do you gotta believe? Some crackhead scumbag or a cop?
Oh, of course.
And
I'm sure
that's part of the propaganda.
Yeah.
Propaganda. And if you guys would have grew up listening to Alex Jones, you would have seen the documentaries about the police state, and you would be better for it. But no, you just gotta ask yourself, man. What kind of world do you want your kid to grow up in? I don't know, because police do play a good function, don't they? They, for the most part, a good role in society as far as what they do.
I think so. I mean, broadly speaking, even
no, but do you think that this is where Luma's probably gonna love this fucking shit. This is where anarchy comes in. Anarchy doesn't believe anarchy is the libertarian senses that there should be no police force. It should all be privatized, right? And that you could be a little fucking.
I think that's pretty flawed. I think it's a utopian view of what that would mean.
I think it might be a little ridiculous.
I think you're just going to have a system where the wealthiest people have the most and best, and then the poor people have the least.
No, but that's not true.
Of course it is.
Why?
Because why wouldn't it be true? What's that's true in every different aspect of life in general anyways. Why would it be different with that? Don't you think if you had more money to protect you and yours, and you could leverage that money, that wealth to do that?
I mean, but they do that anyway.
No, I understand that, but when if you were a guy that wanted to work for them, you want to work for the bigger, the better companies, you're gonna end the poorest people would end up with the cheapest officers, and also probably the worst service.
Like it is today. Is that basically what you're saying?
Why? How is it like that today?
What do you think they're doing in Chicago? What do you think they're doing in New York?
That's not nationwide. Those are little pockets in the world that have a lot of fucking
problems. And it would
problems.
still be that way. Yeah. It's like anywhere else.
No, I think, dude, most small town America, if you're just in a small town or whatever, it's cops are cops no matter where you're at.
Right.
Okay. If you want to pay for additional security because you have money, you can do that. Sure.
Yeah, I understand that. But as a community, how do you hold cops accountable? You can't fire them.
Well, how can you hold them accountable if they're in a private company?
Fire them.
Why would it be different? Who's going to fire them? Why would they want to do that?
You go in there and you fucking fire them.
Who does?
Because it's all you have to do is the county be like, okay, we're not going to accept you anymore. We're gonna go over to this other company that's doing it.
Yeah, but there are going to be circumstances when you are at the bottom company. You're with the bottom company. You can't afford the other ones.
Yeah, but it's the same way now.
I mean, what's the difference of that? And then, are you saying the difference is that there's more direct accountability? Because it's consumer based?
No, well, I mean, I think it goes down to do you have to shop at Walmart if Walmart is there? No, you don't have to. It is the biggest and largest and easiest to go to. You don't have to. Now, for some things you may have to, but if you want to go buy clothes, you don't have to buy them at Walmart. If you want to go buy food, you don't have to. They got Publix, they got, you know, all these other different companies.
Okay.
It's that diversity that you would have. So like if you had people get worried because it could be like gangs, you know, like then you would have like this police force protecting this area. This, like my neighborhood would have its own police force.
Yes.
That we hire.
That's possible.
My street, my whatever. That would be the idea. I don't even know if it would work, but that would be the idea.
Yeah, but don't you think on a long enough timeline it just ends up like evolving into what we have?
No, the United States was an anarchist state in the beginning. It was anarchy, basically.
Okay, so wouldn't it be kind of cyclical then?
No, it could
because you're
be
always going to be looking
but
for.
But libertarianism was not the founding principle of the United States. It was not one of the founding.
Yeah, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, like, oh goddamn, I lost my train of thought. Anyways,
well, Zuma says, "Isn't law and order opposite of my freedom, or the opposite of my freedom?" I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you have kids or grandkids or whatever, but you would ask yourself this. To me personally, he goes, "You need to have law and order so that you have a functioning household. You know, you don't let your kid fucking do crack in the house and bring a bunch of people back and party." Or like, you know, whatever. You try to protect your kid, insulate their kids from certain experiences. And I think the United States government, no, they're not mommy and daddy, but there would be at least a sense of having people interact with the government more as an exchange of goods, like a service, instead of authoritarian regime, like authoritarian over you, like having authority over you. If it's an exchange of goods and services, which is what it was kind of designed when you go back to Hamilton and he was designing, like that's what it's supposed to be, which is why taxes were supposed to. That's like taxes. They were really worried about taxes because it would make the state too powerful. Like that's what they were worried about. The state would become so reliant on you, which is another reason why they want women to work. That's where like this like patriarchal bullshit from the 70s. They needed more people for the machine.
And ladies, you're on the menu.
Yeah. It's like any girl who just like, oh, I'm a woman and I want to like be like this and stuff. I'm like, well, then you're just a slave now. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club of slavery, like where men have been for, you know, a couple hundred years. Like you are a cog in a machine now. Like good. You could have been at home chilling. It's now too big lobbyists. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough. I don't know, but like Elon Musk really, I think, proves how private industry can really rise above lobbying. I mean, obviously NASA has lobbyists, don't you think?
Do they have lobbyists? Probably, lobbyists? But they're probably not like as pervasive as like other entities. I mean, because they're they're mostly federally funded. They're not going to have like the resources, honestly, because they're kind of just exist at the whim of the federal government. I mean, but anyways, what were you saying? Exxon?
Yeah, Exxon, like they just got charged in Poland for like a shit ton of money and stuff because all that shit that happened. Like, you know, that guy they're attacking, Trevor Noah actually did a video on it. I will give him respect. That is actually accurate.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The guy that's basically locked in his apartment. He's been under house arrest for like a year or two.
Yeah.
I actually saw a crazy video. It's too long, but it's like this guy built a like this is bullshit. This is exactly what I'm talking. Like this is too fucking far. Okay, this is how convoluted things have gotten. So this guy, you know, was building some shit on his property, like another garage or whatever, right?
Yeah.
He builds it. Okay, cool. Goes down and then he has to get the power lines moved. So he calls the power line people, and they're like, "Dude, we can't come out and do that. Like we can't do it because you don't have a permit to build this house or this garage, this structure." He's like, "Shit." So he goes down to the county clerk office, whatever, gets his permit, no questions asked. No questions asked. Gets his permit, pays the $600, freaking dips. Next thing they know, like this city, county guy, whatever, is mad because his fence is coming like 5 feet into the property line of the county.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude literally, I know you're talking about Luna, but it's not that one. This is pretty recent. This is as of last year. And dude, like, they freaked out about him for it, right? This is like 2015 when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then no bullshit, like, somehow it got handled. He went to court, and then they just, like, dropped it. They just, like, kind of left it alone. 2 years later, a fucking warrant shows up for his, like, arrest or some shit. Or, like, whatever. Like, or another court case thing. Like, he's got to fucking go deal with this again. And it was going to cost him, and the judge said, and this is what I'm talking, it's just fucking insane. They got a survey of the land. They got an expert, 100% believed that was falsified, wasn't true. Believed it was proved it.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100% without a doubt. The judge, doesn't give a shit. And they literally did this deal with them. Well, we're going to lock you up every night. You can leave in the morning, but you're going to, just like Epstein deal. At 8 o'clock at night, you have to be there, and you can't leave till 8 o'clock the morning next day.
Mm-hmm.
He owns multiple businesses, like a barbershop that you can drink beer at. He's like the first dude to do that and everything. It's like just kind of cool. He's got a couple different businesses. And all of a sudden, every night, and do you know what they do? Because of COVID, he says, hey, like, can I stop doing this because of COVID? Because everyone was using that excuse back then.
Yeah.
He shows up on a Friday. They just don't let him out. Like, nope, you're staying. And they said that you can't get out until you pay to tear the building down. That's the only thing. If he just gets the building torn down, he could be free.
Oh, wow.
How fucking crazy is that? How is that not indefinite detention?
Well,
without a crime.
Kind of, yeah.
It's wild. Like, he did commit a crime, technically. It's like a $250 fine for normal people. And if you like see the video, I'll send the video later. It is long. It's longer. No, you're good, Luma, dude. Yeah, the guy with the armored bulldozer. But like, once you start reading Ted Kaczynski, like, the dude was fucking kind of right about a lot of shit. He was a libertarian. Ted Kaczynski was 100% a libertarian. And anarchist.
An anarchist, yeah.
Oh, libertarianism in itself is like pretty anarchist.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy. Do you want to watch Pfizer Girl? Is that what you want to watch?
No.
Want to get it on?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna look up the bulldozer guy. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the bulldozer guy. That's just pretty fucking crazy, man. It really is, because there's a documentary on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
Is there really?
Yeah, there's a whole. It's like an hour and a half or whatever. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Something like that. No, I mean, I don't know. Power does corrupt, but it's like, I think, Sean, you might be right, dude. It's cyclical. It could be like, no matter what form of governance you have, it's always gonna happen.
Well, you could always, because you're always going to be. I think this is what I was trying to say before. Like, you're always going to be looking to innovate and create efficiency. And at some point, that's kind of what happened.
So, like, you're saying China, becoming communist is inevitable?
No, I'm not saying it's always good. Like, right, like, there's plenty of things I disagree with, but I think it's kind of natural that happens on a long enough timeline.
Slavery was natural then. It's like, that's pretty natural. It's been going on for thousands.
Well, it's natural, not in a good way. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, the concept of something naturally occurring. That's like a neutral term. But like,
wouldn't it be the same thing today? Like,
what do you mean?
Like,
that we'll get back to like segregated societies and slavery
and like go back?
Thing?
No, like,
we're probably more likely to end up in some sort of weird caste system like they have in India.
What do you think? What would you like? This is the thing. Is like, what do you think would happen? Like, this is why the alien shit freaks me out personally. Is because that is the next best excuse to take the next step. The World Economic Forum, like, if there's one thing about power, they're not afraid to say what they're going to do. Like, they're not afraid to tell you shit. Yeah. Like, Alex Jones has been talking about this for decades.
Yeah.
Like, this exact moment in time where everything you do is monitored, controlled, information you see.
Yeah. Well, literally, a lot of people have figured that out a long time ago. George Orwell being a big example. Aldous Huxley. Also, Philip K. Dick. There's a movie based on it. A Scanner Darkly, his book. That's all about kind of surveillance state stuff. And how the state like kind of Alex Jones is in A Scanner Darkly, actually.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. And how the state will like abuse people to its own ends. Like, and sometimes it is just as bad as the thing that it's trying to avoid or fight against.
V for Vendetta, another really good where it talks about, you know, how the state runs media. And like to think that we don't have a state-run media.
Well, that's directly cribbed from 1984. It's like a Big Brother analogy.
Yeah, no, it is. But what I'm saying is like to say that we don't have a state-run media in the sense of
it's never been more transparent, dude. They're like propagandists for the Democratic wing of the government. It's so bizarre. Like every comedian that I grew up liking, like not everyone.
Now.
They're all dumb fucking pieces of shit that are shilling for the
John
DNC.
Cena, why did you do this to me, dude?
No, I'm talking about people like, you know, somebody like Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert, I've been watching since Strangers with Candy.
I know, dude. I know. It's
Mr.
so
Noblet,
sad,
dude. And then he was, you know, and then he was on the Daily Show, and then he had the Colbert Report, which was, you know, I used to enjoy. I don't know how well it would hold
eyes.
up.
Is that what he used to say?
Eyes to the back of the room.
Yeah.
Hey, I love your. I like your fake mustache, Mr. Noblet. It's not fake. Or a fucking shut up, brain. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some classic moments, dude.
Yeah, but like to me, it's
George Carlin. Yeah, Luma just brought up George Carlin.
Creepy.
Amazing.
Yeah, George Carlin was great. Very
I
much of its time. But
you think he would have hated Trump?
Yes.
I bet he would have hated Trump.
He would have hated.
I bet he would.
I mean,
he would have
but
voted
like
for Joe Biden.
in fairness to him, like he hated all of them. I don't know if he was much of a voter, honestly.
I don't know. I would like to see how you responded and reacted to this era.
I would like to see him respond to it as like a 50-year-old man and not an 80-year-old man. Like, he's just going to be done. You don't have that kind of fire and spirit and that perspective of like being a little bit younger. You know, I think 45 for men is probably the sweet spot for like if you are not in some sort of position by 45, like physically, mentally, it's all decline, like in a more rapid fashion, dude.
That's such a sad way to look at life, honestly. I disagree.
Dude, they're all dead. I see people over 60 years old. I say you're dead. You're dead.
You're dead. No, but I think there's plenty of people. Look at Dianne Feinstein. I mean, she's still kicking. She's still ripping. She's like 80.
Yeah.
Look at Joe Biden. You can always attain your dreams, Sean.
Luma Zuma brings up Hunter S. Thompson. And that was a guy who was prolific and a great mind up until like 1987. Maybe 1992 if I want to be generous. I've read most of his work. But as an old man, not nearly as interesting or sharp.
It's not even interesting or sharp.
Kind of mediocre. Like, go back and read like some of the old Hunter S. Thompson stuff, especially if you're a sports fan as well. Like all his stories going to like football training camps, but he does it.
Muhammad Ali fight,
and the Kentucky Derby that he never went to, and he turns.
No, it was the Muhammad Ali fight. That's what he never went to the Muhammad Ali fight.
Well, he did the same thing at the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he definitely like bullshitted. He said he watched it back on TV or something, and that's how he.
Well, no. Well, when he wrote about the Kentucky Derby, this was like in the early '80s, I think. He needed to turn something in, so he just wrote about him not going to the Kentucky Derby because he was too fucked up. Because he had met some people at like the hotel, and they just got drunk, and then they started doing drugs, and he started throwing all his furniture off the balcony, like just being Hunter S. Thompson, you know. But
yeah, back then when you could be cool. Yeah, he actually won an award or whatever, like a Pulitzer or something. He won some sort of writing award for the Muhammad Ali, and he never went to the fight.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Which is a talent.
Because but that freed his imagination. Like he has to conjure the scene from his own imagination instead of being tied to reality of like actually being there. He just gets to bloviate and make up whatever the fuck he wants about his experience in the crowd.
Yeah, what I think, but the reason why I completely disagree with your take on like the age thing is like that's just dependent on the person. Some people.
Oh, I'm obviously being very general. Like it's a very broad statement.
It's too general though.
I would say like.
We gotta
you don't think
using
like
generalizations,
40,
bro.
45, 50, like that's like your the peak of where you're gonna be, like your IQ starts dropping, like.
I don't know.
That's true. It happens. Well, as soon as you hit like 28, your IQ starts dropping. But
I mean, that's what they say. But that's just because that's what they say, right? But it's just because you're not proactive. You're not engaging your mind as often. You're not in school. You're most likely in a monotonous job, or you're not really. That's why. You're not engaging.
Old men can't be trusted. They should probably be euthanized.
No, you can't trust women, period. So like women should not be in positions of authority at all.
Lumazuma asks, who is the new gonzo journalist? I don't know. I think what's his name? Milo Yiannopoulos for like a very brief moment could have been that. But then he just went in a completely different direction.
Now he's straight.
Now he's not gay anymore. Gonzo journalism is like what Hunter S. Thompson did.
Where he's in the
I don't know,
like
who would be like the modern equivalent of that? I don't know.
Glenn Greenwald. No, I'm just kidding. Matt Taibbi, maybe. I don't, but he doesn't.
No,
really
he's more
himself in that way.
Yeah, he's more of like a.
He's a literal journalist.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Not in the mainstream. Anybody I can think of. There's some like.
Luma says the IQ thing is right. Trust me. Okay, can I ask you like a serious question, Luba? Like, did you stop like engaging your mind? Like, did you stop engaging it in a way? Because IQ is okay. I think IQ is probably the wrong term. Engagement, maybe. Desensitized to certain things. You stop caring.
Well, your IQ is just a measurement of your general faculties, your mental, how fast you respond to things. How fast
That's not what IQ is, though. That's not what it is.
Yes, it is. Have you ever taken an IQ test?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that's what it measures, dude.
It measures IQ?
Acuity.
Intelligence?
Acuity.
An IQ test?
Yeah, it's like intelligence and like how fast you respond to that. Like it's like puzzles and shit like that, and geography questions and things.
Well, there's no doubt, but like if you keep your mind actively engaged, like how does Clint Eastwood still fucking make movies?
Know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's slow. It's like it doesn't happen like every year you drop half a point. No, it's not like that. It's just the normal deterioration of your brain.
I don't think your brain deteriorates.
You know what I mean, dude. Come on.
No, I know, but like I think if you are active,
you're gonna have a stronger. You can slow it down.
Are you gonna lose a step? Sure, I agree. Like you might lose a step, but at 45, no way. Come on, like 50, 60.
Dude, you're gonna hit 30 and you start losing a step, buddy. Like it happens.
No, I refuse to believe that.
I take Alpha Brain. God damn it.
Yeah, I do take Alpha Brain. But it's also, it's all fluoride. That's why those studies are off, because of the fluoride.
Yeah.
That's what it is. No, I just don't, it's like Thomas Sowell's like 90. He's like fucking ripping still.
When do you think he was more effective? Psychologically, mentally?
He obviously was a lot more quick.
Like
to the
55?
Punch, but all that information's still there. It just might take him a little longer to get it out. That's all.
I understand that. So I'm talking about sharpness, being sharp, being on top of your game, your peak mental performance.
Sharpness has nothing to being sharp.
Shut up, you're a fucking contrarian, dude. You are a libertarian piece of shit.
I'm a deconstructionist, okay? Just call me Karl Marx. I'll deconstruct it all down to the final little detail.
Gotta tease the hair out.
I know. No, but I don't know, man. I know age definitely affects people. It obviously does, and whether physically or mentally, I'm sure.
Don't trust old people. I'm just joking.
I mean, there's maybe, but like it's even talking to our grandmother that was there. Like I talked to her for like basically 2 days straight. We hung out, 2.5 days. I mean, she lost a step, but I mean, she could hold a conversation. The things she could remember were astonishing.
Of course, because so much of like
political events and stuff. I was like, wow.
Yeah, because you kind of start living there, right? Because you're not doing anything like a lot of active things in your life. So you probably spend a lot of time reminiscing without even meaning to or realizing you are.
Well, I'm just saying, like, political stuff. Like, she knew things I had no idea. Like, stuff
Well,
that
yeah.
happened.
Oh, she's always been
90s.
pretty politically
But then I
pwned
her. I pwned the shit out of her when I brought all the Hunter Biden shit up.
Gross.
And I fucking
And you hit her with
owned
a Dan Barrage.
Yes. She was like, da, 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 da. I mean, she really didn't know what hit her. She really didn't. I think when I brought up the Hunter Biden emails and I was like, do you want to see what's in some of those emails? And I showed her all the pictures. I probably should delete some of those pictures, honestly, because that is some, like,
Want to see it?
I don't even know if it's legal,
This guy's
honestly.
smoking crack, brother.
No, I don't even know if it's legal.
What, to have them? They're all over the place, dude.
No. And like some of the, like, I'm just saying, like, the actual images.
No,
Like this.
Dan's like, I got hard copies.
No, it's like borderline cheese pizza. Like, it's
Well, that's
borderline.
that's what they had speculated, yeah.
No. It's not speculative. I've seen it. Like, that is borderline cheese pizza. That is. It's...
Luma Zuma asks, can we all rewatch Stalker for next week and discuss?
What's Stalker?
I'd be down for that if you want.
What's that?
Stalker is a Russian movie.
Okay, is this something I have to download, or can I find this on Amazon?
I can give you my password for the Criterion channel.
So can I find it on Amazon?
You could buy it. Actually, it might be on there. Hold on, I'll look. I'll see where it is.
Just gotta go to that fancy website. Yeah, I mean, I like movies, man. Luma, I love movies. So if you want to do,
Stalker,
you know what, dude, maybe
is a I really love Stalker.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
No, you haven't.
Is
It's Tarkovsky.
Should I watch it high? That's even the better question.
Not too far,
no?
like this high, like as high
like,
as you are right now.
So 2.
Yeah.
Good.
You gotta pay. It's like this post-apocalyptic.
What year? 70s.
1979. It's a Russian film.
Is it in Russian?
Yes. Subtitles.
Wait, I like subtitles though.
Okay. Yeah, you can. I mean, you can. I'll send you my Criterion channel. It's on the Criterion channel.
I can. Is this PlayStation access? Or
I believe.
Is this like computer only?
No, I think it's the Criterion channel's on the PlayStation, or at the very least, it's on your Fire TV.
Watch more than one? Do you watch more than once? You mean? Once, yeah. Okay. So you've both seen this movie, right?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I've watched it twice.
Should at least watch something else too. Because Stalker, is that like a movie you can talk about for that long?
Yeah.
Do you think that could be like an hour and a half movie talk at least?
Yes, it's like it's almost 3 hours long.
Oh,
it's very depressing, but you'll watch it, and then once you watch it, go look into how it was made and what happened to everybody. What happened to everybody that made it is because of where they filmed. They filmed in like a irradiated area illegally, and yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's only one that I actually watched for the first time like 3 or 4 years ago. But
okay, hey Luma, I have a question. One, before the question, I love slow movies. There's one thing I like: Phantom Thread and the Watchmen extended cut. Snyder cut.
This is not like that. Not slow like that.
Give me the Snyder cut, baby. No, but Sean, did you watch the Mayor of Easttown?
I have. I'm all caught up. Yeah.
Me too. Listen, Luma, next week, this Sunday is the last episode. So do me a favor. Check out Mayor of Easttown so we can talk about it. Because I would love to get your input.
Oh, we could do like a spoiler. We could just record a spoiler cast for it.
Well, I mean, Luma's got to be there. We can't just bail on Luma.
So next week it'll be movies and TV shows. Do Stalker and Mayor of Easttown.
Well, I would like to. I like it. I'll just say that much. I really like it. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? tell you, culturally, it's like, why is everything about fucking cheese pizza, dude? Everything. Everything in life is about cheese pizza, basically, at this point.
It's it's about sex trafficking. It's about cheese pizza. It's about being a schlubby detective.
But I'll say this show, I don't have that channel. Damn. All right, well, you'll let you off then. Okay. I wish I could teach you how to torrent something. This is so worth it, bro. But make sure you have a VPN. If you don't, you know. He goes, I like pizza. I don't think you like this kind of pizza, bro.
You like CP, bro?
No, so like cheese pizza is the internet-friendly term of child
exploitation videos.
Yeah, pornography.
So you're like, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I give you an alternate. I give you an alternate.
No. You're missing. I was trying to give it enough time for the censors not to pick it up.
Oh, okay.
I tried to
beat
space
the algorithm. I got you, robot.
Yeah.
I got your ass.
And then Luma's like, yeah, I like pizza. Oh, whoa, dude, whoa. Insta block. Just like.
Jesus Christ. No, I'll definitely if you want to watch. If you watch Stalker,
like 2 Girls, 1 Cup. No, children under the age of 18 stuff. Not good. Which they're like. Did you see the MindGeek stuff? The owner of MindGeek get exposed by Tortoise.
No.
What?
I've been like, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I've been watching all these live streams of these pedophile busters in Massachusetts, dude.
I love it, dude.
They go to like Leominster and like.
No, Luma, listen to me. It's an HBO show. It's really good. He says I'll pass. It's good.
No, I think he's not talking about the show. He's responding to
he's talking about, to the cheese pizza. You know, I know it's your pizza. Okay. I was like, what the hell?
Dan's like losing time. He's like, what? Yeah. Wait.
Maybe I have lost a step. My IQ. Yeah. Shit, what were you saying?
No, if you want to watch Stalker, we'll definitely talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it, man. I'll like some Stalker. Is Luma a fan guy? Is he on the channel? Like, has he been on the channel? How long you been watching us? Is this just from tonight, or?
No,
I feel like I've seen the name.
Luma was around for definitely some of the live streams before we got our ban.
We got banned. It's been so long.
It was 90 days.
Yeah, it's Mare. M-A-R-E.
Dan's like, this is like how you get when you tell people about Delta 8. You're like, yo, bro, gotta check out that Mare of Easttown.
It's nice where it's like, it has nothing to do. Like this is what I like about it. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but Mare is a detective, and she's just a detective. That's it. She's not a woman detective. She's not like, you know what I mean? Like, she's just a detective.
Yeah, she's kind of like honestly, I could watch Kate Winslet play that character for like 10 years, like Columbo. Like, honestly, I could. I would love it if they did like 10 more seasons, and every season there's just some other crime.
This was it.
I think it is.
I think they were saying this could be the end.
Until you go out there and you tell the people, you evangelize the virtues of Mare of Easttown.
And that's the real question.
I've liked Kate Winslet ever since I saw her breasts in the film Titanic. I have been a giant fan. She's a great actress. Great actress. Let me ask you a question.
It's good.
Who would you rather shag?
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet or Rachel Weisz?
Kate Winslet, dude. Kate fucking Winslet.
You know, Kate Winslet, you know what I respect about her? She looks like a real person.
No, that's my point.
Like,
I said that to Solomon the other day, dude. I said that same exact thing.
Like, she looks like you met somebody like Kate Winslet in terms of just like physicality, a normal looking human being. And she's never got like plastic surgery, or if she has, you can't tell.
Well, I thought
she has a very natural, like, attractive attractive.
She's 45. She's 45, but she looks like a
naturally.
She looks 45, but in a good way.
She's like a hot 7, dude.
Dude, that's. I mean, like 45 though. That's a good-looking 45-year-old.
No, I'm saying she's like a hot 7. Like, she's a 7, but she's like a hot one.
It's on. My God, those things smother you, dude. I was like, I want some anchovy pizza. You know what I mean? Adult
Jesus
pizza.
Christ. This man's going to the fish market.
Like, and Pierce Brosnan totally put out some weird vibes in the beginning, and I was so curious. I was like, Pierce Brosnan is in this shit. There's only one reason. Like,
wait, in what? In Mayor of Easttown?
Yeah, it's Pierce Brosnan.
No, it's not Pierce Brosnan. It's Guy Pearce.
Oh, Guy Pearce. My bad. You know what I meant, though.
Pierce Brosnan is James Bond. So.
I know. I watched that Scientology actress MILF talk. Now, dude, listen. There's always room for MILF talk, and hating on child or cheese pizza creators.
No, Luma Zuma's talking about the Leah Remini Scientology show. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a MILF. Leah Remini.
She looks crazy though. Kate Winslet looks like normal. Like, she looks normal to me.
I agree.
Like Leah has had plastic surgery.
Oh yeah.
Like sass and stuff involved. Like, Kate Winslet's like, you can have a beer with her and smoke a cigarette. Like, well, that would be
according to Mayor of Easttown, yes.
No, but I mean, like, just like her appearance, period. Just the weight. Like, she has no plastic surgery that I could see anyway. Like, she's got wrinkles.
Yeah.
She's a little heavy.
She looks like
you're like
a real person, yes.
Yeah, you're like, I could sit down and have a fucking beer with her, dude.
You're not untouchable. I could get it. And I like that. I find it attractive.
Looking at, like, Jennifer Aniston starting to get this look. Like, the always, like, kind of surprised, like, no emotion. And you're like, damn, it's a damn shame, dude. Kate Winslet, his wife next door, hot? Is that what you're saying, Luma?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah.
I mean, because Leah Remini could be the trashy next door.
She lives on the other side of you.
She lives on the good side of town. It's just trashy, but it's like good side of town. She's the kind of lady, like, she has to go out every Wednesday to go get, like, suntan and shit, like, at the tanning booth. Like, yeah, dude. Kate Winslet, dude, she turned me on though. I was watching that shit. I had to take a couple breaks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took a couple breaks, man. Like, something about her. But great acting though. Great acting. It's a good story. Predictable, but fun. But fun. They're not always predictable. But
no, I would say it's the performances and the characters are interesting, so it draws you in.
Yeah. The only thing I can do without her daughter. Get rid of the daughter thing. Nah, I'm fine.
Well, you need to. That's also, you got to think about. We'll talk about it next week, but like you got to think about it in context to Mayor's.
Dude, you're so lucky, bro.
What?
Dude, you are so lucky. He's so lucky.
Why?
Luma? Because Luma gets to watch. Like, if he finds out how to do this, or it goes out and gets HBO for like a 30-day trial, dude. 30-day trial, HBO.
Is there
Max.
really?
30-day trial, dude. HBO Max. 30 days. Worth it just for this. And watch True Detective seasons 1 through 3, because why not? If you're going to have it for 30 days. I don't know what your lifestyle is.
Then maybe like watch The Wire. Maybe watch Deadwood.
Veep could be fun.
Fall asleep to Veep at night.
No, it's great, dude. Band of Brothers. If you like, I don't know if you ever seen that. That's a good one too.
I'm sure he knows about all this. It's like just naming off things. Oz. All these things that like.
Band of Brothers is cool though.
Have you ever heard of? I don't know if you've ever heard of this thing called The Sopranos.
Have you ever heard of this thing called the internet? But I don't know. It's good. I got Mike watching True Detective season 1.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
And Mike called me today. He's like, Dan, what the fuck you got me watching? I'm like, it's awesome, ain't it? He's like, I fucking love it. He's like, I can't stop. I'm like, it's that good, dude. True Detective season 1, so good. Even the ending, people whatever, but like, I don't care. The whole journey, that scene with that one shot in that like the hood.
Yeah, when he goes to the biker party.
So good. So fucking awesome. Dude, that made me want to fuck Matthew McConaughey. Like, I would do it. Like, I would do it. Like, him in that skinny, just holding down. Just like that, why? Like that. Why don't you detect this? Dildo or dick? Dildo or dick?
Jesus Christ.
You know, there is a video on YouTube.
I know that. I've seen it.
Did we watch it once?
No.
Yeah.
Should we?
Either way.
Davy Wavy.
The Hanks one? What does he mean by the Hanks one? What's that? The Hanks one, like Tom Hanks?
I would assume.
You got mail? Very whimsical love story. So disappointing. Are you typing that in on YouTube right now? All right, this is the last thing for me though.
All right.
We have me fucking ready.
Okay. We'll end the show with a banger.
Literally,
a banger.
Luma, I don't know if you're gonna want to watch this. If you want to be a champ, stick around. It's funny though.
Oh wait, can't watch it.
They age restricted it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's new, but that's allowed on YouTube. That is allowed on.
Well,
YouTube.
at least it's age restricted now. I mean, I guess even though that's like completely perfunctory, it doesn't really matter. But like, at least if they did that, you know. Well, I guess it's not happening. So.
It's not an exciting. Oh, before you go, did you see the Tomorrow trailer thing? Tomorrow War? Remember War of Tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? I was okay. It's a little different.
I'd like to watch it. Yeah.
Preparing me for the coming invasion.
I think it's probably be kind of dumb, but maybe dumb in an entertaining way. It looks like and it reminded me a lot of like Hideo Kojima video games, like Metal Gear Solid, Death Stranding.
It kind of reminded me of Independence Day, but
yes,
different.
Yeah, a little bit like that. So, it could be fun. I'll definitely watch it. It's gonna be on Amazon Prime, so fuck it. And I have that, so. And
it is on Amazon Prime. It will be. When is it coming out?
July 2nd.
You just said what to me? July 2nd.
July 2nd. It comes out. Yeah, it'll be on Amazon Prime.
July 2nd. Check
be
it
there.
out. It's got Chris Pine in it.
Not Chris Pine.
I know. What's his name?
The other one.
The other one?
I don't even remember now.
The guy from The Office and no, not The Office.
No, Parks and Rec. Jeez, you're a mess.
Hi, dude. What is?
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We'll be back next Wednesday. Apparently,
He says, "Where's in the YouTube?"
What?
I don't know. Who asked the question?
Where's the new YouTube? Oh, the new YouTube. There is no new YouTube. Like people are trying.
Not yet. Rumble's the new YouTube right now. That's like the up and front comment.
It's the closest thing, yeah. But yeah. But thanks for hanging out. We'll be back next Wednesday.
Oh, BitChute. Go to BitChute.
Oh, BitChute.
You want to have weird?
Limited.
You want to go to old
stuff,
school YouTube? Old school YouTube with a lot of weird shit. That's where it is on BitChute.
Yeah, BitChute probably.
Eric Dubay just dropped his new documentary. Probably gonna go watch that.
Anyways, we'll see you guys next Wednesday. I guess we're gonna talk about Stalker at least for a little while, and we'll be, and also we'll have a regular podcast this weekend. Got 2 hot Zoobox Goes to the Movies coming down the pike.
Yes.
Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee's film, and also A Scanner Darkly. So,
not Army of the Dead. Disappointed.
Not Army of the Dead yet. I gotta watch it. I was gonna watch it again before. I was gonna do a review by myself. But anyways, goodbye everybody. Say bye.
See ya, Zuma.